Hello, this is Archie Luxury, and welcome to the Archie Luxury live stream channel. Guys, we're just starting the show. It's a beautiful. I'm in Australia. I don't even have the aircon on. I got the door open. That's why it's a bit glary. And the temperature here is just a beautiful temperature we have in Australia. Just nice autumn days, and it's beautiful. Um, it's beautiful days. So I've got to tell you guys, it's nice to be here. Nice to be chatting watchers. Let's run the intro and let's start the show. Let's start the show, guys. Good morning, guys. We've got SD43 saying hello from the UK. Good morning, SD43. And guys, what can I say? We've got Erin Fletcher in the comments. We've got some interesting peoples here. So that's fantastic news there. So guys, what can I say to you? What can I say? Guys, we had a really good chat yesterday. Wonderful collection we were reviewing yesterday. And I really do enjoy wristwatch chats. And I've got to tell you guys, you've got to understand wristwatches. I like to have a look at collections. Partly the reasons I like to look at collections is see how people have pieced them together. And it's very fascinating stuff. Watches themselves they're expensive. They're expensive. I think anyone who has children, somebody who has a wife, has a car, it all eats money. And watches, they are a luxury. They are a luxury item. And today, what am I wearing myself? Well, let me tell you exactly what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a beautiful Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. And this is one of the 3861s. That's right. This is the revised movement. You can tell it's a 3861 by this bracelet, the bracelet. And I got to tell you, this is kind of like a really honest representation of a vintage. This is like a modern vintage. It's like a new old stock watch from a bygone era. And I think they're beautiful. I think they are really beautiful. 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 So I got no qualms with them. I love it. It took me a while to get used to the 3861 because it tapers down. The bracelet tapers down. Now I love it. I really do love that type of bracelet. So Anthony Napoli says, my wife calls my Speedy no waterproof. We've got Saad here. BMW needs a little more money, though. What's he talking about? What's the Saad? Come on, Saad. Come on the stream. Let's have a chat. Let's see what Mr. Saad wants to talk about today. You're lucky to have great friends, Arch. Yes, it was an amazing gift after such tragedy. I do love my Speedy. I think it is just a quintessential chronograph. It's a classic. So guys, cars, watches. Do you do pairings? That's an interesting question. Do you do pairings? I had my HR friend on the morning show. He was talking to me, and he was saying he's got a Ford Cougar. That's like a baby SUV. He's got 3 Rolex. They just Explorer 1, Explorer 2, they just Explorer 1. What else? Something else he's got. But nice guy. Just talking. Explorer 2 black dial. That's right. The watches themselves there. Watches and wonders. Anything you liked? Anything I liked? There was a number of great pieces, but oh, we got Daniel Katz. Daniel Katz, we love you, Arch. Hey, that's fantastic. Thank you. Mr. Katz, jump on the show. Why not? Jump on the show indeed there. That's exactly right. Watches and wonders. Anything I really liked. You know what? Every year they got new Fazzle, Dazzle, Razzle, Bazzle World. I'm more of a traditionalist. I like things to settle a bit and then work out what I really do like. And it's one of these things. It's one of these things. Watches themselves there, I've got to tell you, I think it's a fantastic hobby. They're small, great pieces. Sometimes you can sell them off if need be, and you can come back in. You know, it's very something you can slide in and slide out depending on circumstance. One piece that I'm really craving. I actually craving. GMT ceramic two-tone. I reckon that could be a sweet spot. GMT ceramic two-tone. I'm not talking the latest, the greatest new ones out. I'm talking, remember when the original two-tone ceramic came out? That was yellow, gold, and steel, oyster bracelet, and it had the green 24-hour hand. That has got legs. That has really got some legs there. And I've got to be honest with you, I think that's a relative bargain. It's relative bargain. And the reason I say that is because two-tone has often been a little bit under the radar. It has been under the radar. Speaking of under radars, look who we've got here. We've got the fabulous dog trainer, the greatest dog trainer in the world.
Archibald. Chester.
How are you?
The third, I'm good. Wearing today
Tuna. We're both wearing chronographs. Look at that.
Yeah. What are you wearing? What is that? A
Speedy 3861. That's the one my friends banded together after the burglary.
I'm happy to join you today. I'm going to turn this camera off so I can get that light out behind me so it will not give me a glare.
Oh, look at this. We've got Starchy's left a comment. Archie, when are you returning that small BMW? Why not take that money and fix that pigsty you live in? You know what, Starchy? I'm actually considering. I think, you know, with the Beamer, I'll probably get another year or two out of it. Then I would look at, oh, yes, please, give it a rub. Give it a rub.
I'm giving it a rub. I don't know if Clyde is watching, so I'm going to have to text him.
Yes.
The rub has been mugged. Oh, he texted me. Yeah, so, yes, we're in tune. We are all in one big happy family, and hopefully the three of us will be together yet again.
The three amigos. Just going to call up DavidSW quickly here, Marky.
Can I just say, I love DavidSW, and I can give a ringing endorsement. I have bought and sold with DavidSW.
Wow, that's fantastic. And hello, Mr. Rancher. How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm always good when I've got my 2 favorite panelists. Don't tell the other ones on the screen.
It's just us. Don't worry. They don't know.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring something up, which I think is, you know what I'm actually really craving? You know what I'm craving? Sorry, super chat. Ken Fresno. Thank you, Ken, for being the first super chatter for today. $2. 116713 LN. No longer a bargain. 18,000 on David SW. Ooh, let's have a look there. Yes, he's right. It's 18,000 now. Man, I remember when these. I actually love these. You
Cheap
know,
ass chips.
They are no longer that cheap.
Well,
Fair enough.
They're not cheap as chips, but I got to tell you, there's a lot of room for that watch to pop up easily another $3,000 or $4,000. So,
oh, it's 5,000 more than the steel. Look at this, guys. So right next to each other, you got the steel black, and that is 13 compared to 18. Holy shit. You know, there was a time when these were similar, if not.
They were 6,000 and 7,000.
Yeah. 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 I got to tell you, wow, the wheel has turned.
But you know what, though, for modern era ceramic steel sports, there are really only two decent buys today, and that is one of them, and the other is the 41 millimeter or the 40 millimeter super case black Submariner. So they're both right around 12, 13.
Oh, just out of interest, just want to add there for Starchy, the problem is we had a thing because of COVID. One of the tax incentives we had in Australia was you could get instant write-off for assets that you use in your business. Now, the problem is they gave me 5 years worth of depreciation in one tax return.
Uh-oh.
If I sell the Beamer, I actually have to pay some of that back. So at the moment, it's not really good. It's not really good for me to do that in this financial year. But if next year is a stinker, I certainly would consider getting out of it. I'll be honest with you. I'm actually considering getting out of the BMW and getting myself a really nice camper van.
You know, the two easiest ways to lose money on cars and watches happen to be the same thing, and that's boredom. We get bored. We want something new. We want the thrill of the chase, and then we turn in something good. We eat the depreciation, so we sell wholesale, and then we turn around and buy retail just because we got bored. And I fight that urge every day on watches and cars.
And just out of interest there, Starchy, he's saying it's a lease. Sell, it's a lease. No, it's not actually a lease. I thought it was a lease because that's what they call it, but it's actually with a lease. I don't own it. They own it still. Unfortunately, the legal term for this is that I am actually liable for the vehicle. So I can't just return it and pay the small fee. Yeah, it's not quite that simple.
Clyde, do you understand what he just said? Because I myself got lost in the verbal.
It's not legally a lease.
So you own it or you don't own it?
No, I owe money on it.
You own it. You own it.
Oh yeah, but it's just like, okay, who owns the car? Well, the bank owns the car. No, you own the car and you owe
the bank.
There we go. Thank you, Clyde, for clearing that up for us.
Well, do you own your house? Well, the bank owns that. No. You own your house. The title is in your name. The bank has a mortgage. Fuck.
And therefore a lien on the property.
So if you don't make payments, they'll obviously
lean
take
on
it
me
away.
When you're not strong.
Sorry. You're my brother. You're my brother, Clyde. Don't lean too hard, but you are my brother from another mother.
So I've got to tell you, in all honesty, there, I think realistically, guys, shit, I didn't realize the two-tone GMT is no longer super cheap. Far out.
Oh. I've got to take a phone call, guys. Sorry, I'll be right back.
That's okay.
Be right back. Yeah, I got to take a dookie. But like, the fact that the watch market is moving up some, I feel like that's a good thing, don't you, Archie? The fact that it's not stagnant and still falling.
Look, I got to be honest with you. If I had the choice now between a black or a two-tone, the older, I'd probably go with the steel. What do you reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. The sweet spot right now in used Rolex, there's a couple of them, and we're looking at one of them right now. And the other one is its cousin, the 40 millimeter black Submariner, which you could probably get for about $1,000 less, maybe $1,500 less if you really shop it. Let's see if David has some black subs. He probably does, and he probably has them in the 12,500 to 13,000 range. And I feel like that makes them a reasonable buy at this point in time. Remembering that this watch that you're looking at here now for 13 topped out at like 18, and that Steel Submariner topped out at like 16, but now it's down to like 12. So I think it's a good buy. You will not get hurt if you buy this watch.
What's the other bargains? Tell me what you think is bargains at the moment. What are bargains in the pre-owned Rolex world? I will call it up. Please, you give me.
Well, if you can find some of the OP41s have come down fairly close to retail now. I mean, they're above retail, but look on there for the OP41. Okay. It's current production stuff.
Let's have a look here. There's a lot of 34s, floating. Okay, here's 41s.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! The coral is 22. That 23.
Well, the coral is dear. That's discontinued.
The yellow is dear.
You know what though? Call up the green.
See, the green isn't terrible, is it? Look at that. It's 11.6.
And you can find them even a little cheaper. He may have another green slightly less. So I feel like that, and now remember, that's a little under 2 times retail. That's not even twice retail. That's like 1.75 times retail. And I have this one, the green.
Yeah.
I have the green, I have the Tiffany, I have the dark blue. And I particularly like this one because
I like the green too. I think actually, to be completely honest with you, Mark, out of all the colors, I've always liked the green. That was actually my preference color. The Tiffany, it's novel, but this green, this is British. I think Clive has had a soft spot for this green as well.
It's like British racing green, so it goes with a lot of. It does turn kind of dark when it's dark inside, so it's not going to shine bright. Super easy form factor to wear. You forget that it's there. Has the easy link, so it's adjustable. And I feel that in the future, they're going to discontinue all of these colors. I don't think that green is going to see its 5th birthday. And so I do think it has a lot of
goodbye to somebody.
Sure. I think that green has a lot of blue sky, but if you look at the coral, it's twice that price. If you look at the Tiffany, it's twice and a smidgen more the price of the green.
You have the Tiffany, don't you?
I do.
You know what I think is the bargain here? Look at this. I really like this blue. The blue is gorgeous. What do you think?
I have that as well. And actually,
that is beautiful. See, that's also, I think that's it's not valuable because it's not discontinued, correct?
Well, that's true. It's just like all of the other rollies. It's just very difficult to get at retail. So its retail is right around 6.2, something like that.
Yeah. The pink, is that a 40? What's the pink? What size is the pink?
Candy pink is discontinued.
36. That's 36, isn't it?
The candy pink is discontinued in 41, but it remains in 36. However, it's difficult to find at retail. They're almost not making any. So if you, realistically speaking, if you want it in 41, you have to buy gray. If you want it in 36, well, unless you're really have an AD in your back pocket, you need to go gray also.
The yellow is very expensive. Yellow is expensive.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So these are the 126,000 reference. That's the 36 mils.
That's right. 123,400, I think, is the
41.
Yeah, that's right. And that particular watch, I think, is the hottest set.
Why is the black a bargain? The black seems to be the bargain.
Well, I think the black and the silver, those are standard colors. The black.
Oh, do you remember when the silver was that was the most expensive? With the gold hands, because they did the silver one with yellow gold hands. Remember that?
What size is that? What are we looking at?
This one here is this is 34. Fuck, that's no wonder that's
ladies.
cheap.
It's a ladies' watch. That's why it's cheap.
Okay. So Mark, the black is really a bargain, but what's wrong with the black? Why don't you like?
No. There's nothing wrong with the black. It's just that the black is probably the most conservative of the colors out there, and I sort of like things that are different, a little wild.
What about the blue?
I have it. I love it. It's beautiful.
I suppose the thing is the
Yeah.
yellow, the green, the coral. You can only Rolex doesn't normally release. We've got hello. It's Powie wants to say hello.
Hmm.
Hello, Powie. Hello.
Tickle his balls, Archie! Oh!
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Yes.
Tell me this: these Oyster Perpetuals.
These. Listen, I cannot stress
Mhm.
how beautifully this particular model wears. The dial color doesn't matter. This watch melts into the wrist. You will forget it's there. You will literally forget it's there. And if all of a sudden it feels too tight or too loose, the Easy Link is perfect. It's time only. It's simple. It's classic. It's elegant. I only bought it. I only bought my first one was the Tiffany, and I was just attracted to the fact that it was going to be discontinued. So I bought it from DavidSW with knowledge ahead of time through certain sources that it would be discontinued. I bought it from DavidSW at $17,900. And of course, shortly thereafter, it rocketed up to $55,000 when Patek came out with their Tiffany.
What stopped you selling it? What stopped you cash? Well, I suppose.
Well, I'll tell you what stopped me, and that's a good question. Well, first, none of us have a crystal ball. I knew it would be discontinued, but I didn't know it would go from 55, drop down to like 20, 22, 25 is where it's at now. If I would have known, maybe I would have sold it and then just bought two more when it came down. But if you try and time the market, they say you're trying to catch a falling knife, and you might just get hurt. The reality is I did not buy that or any other watch in order to resell it. I bought it to own it and love it. And so do I look back and think, well, I could have?
Well, I suppose the problem is too, you've sold things in the past, i.e. Daytona, steel Daytonas, and regret it. So you think, hey, I'm not.
Yes.
You know,
well, I'm out of the flipping business.
Yeah.
The only watch that I ever sold, Rolex now, the only Rolex that I ever sold that I didn't regret from the standpoint of I missed the watch was that Daytona, because I didn't like that Daytona. However, I sold it for like $8,000 or $9,000, and then it skyrocketed up to like $28,000, and that felt bad. But in terms of everything else I've ever sold, I've regretted specifically due to the watch. I love my Panda because it has the ceramic bezel. I did not like that steel bezeled Daytona. I just didn't like how it sort of like its bezel did not really like hold the watch together. So it felt like it just like farted apart. That watch to me feels like a wet fart. Not particularly satisfying on any level. Whereas the steel or the ceramic bezel one just feels like it's self-contained and it has better presence. But I've sold, among the things I've sold were that I regret because of the watch, not to do with the money. I made money on all these watches, but I sold a gray market Yachtmaster with the blue dial and the platinum bezel. And now I want to buy another one. I miss it. I sold a two-tone. This was stupid. I got such a good deal on a two-toned cream dial Sky Dweller. I bought it, Archie. I bought it $13,000, box and papers, perfect condition. 13.
Yes.
Find one now on DavidSW. See what it costs. I can't buy it back. And in fact, I sold it to David. I sold it to DavidSW. Here's the beautiful thing about selling to DavidSW. He tells you immediately what he's going to pay. You ship him the watch, and you have the money like the day he receives the watch.
So you had a cream dial two-tone.
Yeah,
I don't think they don't have one. They got a black dial.
He sold mine. He sold mine.
Yeah.
He made a few grand on it.
Why is this two Sky Dweller listings? I don't understand why. Oh, sorry, that's not Sky Dweller. Sea Dweller Sky. I'm having.
There we go.
I got to tell you, they're beautiful pieces.
Oh man, I regret ever selling that.
Yeah.
Show me a two-tone. Let's see what any of the two-tones cost.
Okay, the cheapest two-tone, $23,500.
I mean, I bought it for 13, kept it for a couple years, sold it to David for 15, and now look, to replace it, I'm going to spend, more, a lot more, even though the market is down a little bit now. So guys, what I have to tell you is if you have a collection of Rolex, the only reason to sell it is you seriously need the money. Do not sell from boredom. Do not. Just put it away. If you're bored, put it away and don't look at it. Lock it up for 6 months and then pull it out again and you'll be in love.
Yeah, that's a very true thing to say there. I think you've got to realize this. The thing is with these watches, it's Murphy's Law. What you sell rises in price. The other thing too, you got to remember, just because you see these pieces advertised at crazy money, that does not mean they are going for crazy money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you do need to be careful with that, because some people, they say, oh, look, it's going for no, hang on, back the truck up. What it means is someone's asking for that price. If it had sold at that price, you wouldn't even know, because it would already be off the listing. The listing wouldn't be there. So sometimes people get the wrong idea.
Well, you're referring, I think, to Chrono, but on DavidSW,
yeah,
if you track this watch is going to be gone in 2 or 3 weeks. And so I feel like David has his finger on the pulse of what's going to sell. Now, for the punters who are out there wondering, well, what about this DavidSW? What are his prices like? What I'm going to tell you is, in my estimation, his prices are a smidgen higher. You can buy them a smidgen cheaper elsewhere. But I will tell you, it's not worth it. Because when you buy a watch, you're buying the seller. If you have a problem, you want somebody with skin in the game, a guy with a reputation, with something to lose. And I'll just be honest with you, when you're sending $10,000 in the mail in the way of a watch to somebody, you want to know, you don't want to have to wonder, am I going to get that wire transfer today or am I not? Pigs get led to slaughter. So if you're looking to buy it 4.7% cheaper somewhere else, but you're taking a risk to do that, it's not worth it. David is money in the bank. And so I really enjoyed both buying and selling from him because it was relaxed. I wasn't nervous. Whereas I have bought from eBay and other sources and been a little bit more worried.
Speaking of nervous, we've got the rancher back. How are you?
I'm essentially the same as I was 10 or 15 minutes ago. But thank you very much.
How was the president?
What president?
He got arrested today. The president got
arrested. Oh, the ex-president. The ex-president.
He's still referred to as the president, but isn't he?
Well, you still call him Mr. President, I guess, yeah. But you also have to you kind of have to delineate. If you say the president, it's understood that this person is
the current,
and he is not currently. He was formerly. He might again. Who knows? He might again be president.
He might be ruling from a jail cell. Clyde, as a constitutional scholar, can he direct the government from a jail cell?
Tell me this: do you think this is a witch hunt? I mean, just between. I'm in Australia. I don't know Democrats, Republicans. Do you think this is a pointless witch hunt, or is there some substance to this? What do you guys think?
This guy, look. If we answer this now, you're going to alienate half your audience.
Okay, let's not answer it then.
And therefore,
move away from it.
Yes,
let's move away from it. Okay, let's just move away from it.
If you want to support, if you think that this is a good idea, please super chat Archie $10. Please super chat Archie $25.
If you super chat Archie $10, Mr. Trump gets off. So please show your support for the president and MAGA with your dollars now. Thank you. If you don't super chat, it means you think he's guilty. So let's just see how it falls.
Well, that's true.
Anyway, I've had great luck with DavidSW, but I've also bought from Bob's Watches, eBay, and other places.
How did you find Bob's watches?
I think this is just my sense. First, I never had a bad experience with Bob's Watches, and I bought 2 watches from them over the years. Never a bad time. I feel that because their internet presence is so strong, they have an app, and just basically they're mildly overpriced. I think you probably should shop any price that you get quoted on Bob's watches. But again, they have a bricks and mortar store. They have a reputation. They're not going to steal from you. And that's probably really important because there are any number of guys who thought, oh, I won't pay 10, I'll pay 9. But then they get completely ripped off, or they buy a Franken watch. And I'm not willing to risk it.
Boy, it's too bad people don't want to super chat their support of President Trump, because we would read them. We would stop what they were doing and we would read the support messages of support for President Donald Trump.
That's
but
right.
evidently, everyone here apparently thinks he's guilty because no one's super chatting. So,
and by the way, Clyde and Archie and Peanut Gallery, of all of the people in this stream at the exact current moment, I, believe it or not, Mark Goldberg, author and dog trainer, am the only person who has ever picked up a cell phone with Donald Trump calling on the other line, on the other end of that cell phone. And for a substantial super chat, I will tell you the story of answering the phone call from the sitting president at that time, Donald J. Trump. And this is a true story, but I feel like
it's regarding helping pets. You're trying to train pets?
Archie!
I can't tell you that. I'm going to wait until the super chats come in.
Or do you want to tell it for free, or do you want to make some money off it for doing nothing?
Sorry. Yeah,
I will be happy to tell you about the time that I answered a phone with Donald J. Trump on the other end.
You can either do effort for nothing, or you can be lazy and get paid
from the White House.
Now, what's the way to roll with it, man?
Hang on. Nalex says recorded calls don't count. No, I am talking about.
No, Lex. Sorry. No, that's not. No, we're not going to. That's actually.
Hold on. Calm down. What I'm saying is the real, live, in the moment Donald Trump. And I'll be happy to tell you the story of Donald Trump calling from the White House on the cell phone that I held in my hand. But we really need to sort of
Oh, here we go. Michael S., $20. Okay, I'll buy it. I support Trump.
Beautiful. Do we want to wait for like one or two more? You think? What do you think, guys? I mean, I'm telling the story now.
Because I'll support Trump. You don't even have to support Archie. You can just support Trump.
Due to Michael S.
If you support Trump and you support Archie, you should actually super chat more money.
Now, see, due to Michael S.'s contribution, for sure, I will be telling that story.
Super chat.
Super chat. Ken Fresno, $10. Honestly, Marky, who gives a shit?
Now we have another one. Big super chat. Deserves the song. Deserves the song.
Do we get Baby Cow or do we get the
oh no,
High Karate. High Karate.
Here we go.
Na. Baby super chat, baby super chat. Na. Baby super chat, baby super chat.
Bring in some super chats. Let's get this thing happening. Super chat, baby. Super chat. Let's get this on, baby. Muhammad Ali, £50. Not a Trump fan, but tell us the story.
Okay, so first of all, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your contribution. Secondly, I want to tell you this is a true story. Most of you know I'm very long-winded, but since like about $100 has been donated to hear this story, I'm going to give you your money's worth. So calm down, get a cup of hot chocolate, and bear with me.
What about some mud water? Can I have some of that hot mushroom drink that everyone's talking about, like mud water instead?
You know what, Clyde? The mushroom tea is disgusting. It tastes like farts made into tea. I do not recommend it for anybody. Oh, it's horrible.
Have you drank farts before? I mean, how would you know what farts taste like?
Yes, I have, but we're not going to discuss that without more super chats. But right now we're talking Donald J. Trump and his phone call to the cell phone that I held in my hand. So here's the story.
Does the story involve Jim Tingler?
Let me find the book. Hold on. Let me hold up the book. It's right here. Let me just grab it. Calm down. Don't get crazy, people.
Super chat.
Super chat.
Ken Fresno, $10. How much to bring Marco and JJ back, or TW, or Marcelo? We love these guys here. These are great. I actually had a really good comment made on the morning show where they said they actually love to see you guys come back. They loved. There's some support for you guys.
Okay. So first of all, the art of training your dog. We were in New York to meet with the publisher, W.W. Norton, regarding this book, which eventually became this book. These are the same book. This is the hardcover, and this is the softcover edition. But we were in New York to meet with the publisher for the hardcover edition.
Yes.
And now we got to talk briefly about my literary agent, who I will not name, but she is a wonderful person who I absolutely adore. And she is my agent. And my agent not only represents myself and my co-author who write about dogs because she's a dog lover, but she also represents people who write books for conservative, Republican conservative literature. So for example, she's published numerous books for Senator Rand Paul. And actually she published a book for a direct member of the Trump family. Okay. So she's connected to the Trump family through publishing books in the genre.
The Art of the Deal. The Art of the Deal.
No, that's a very old book. That was done in the 90s. She did one very recently, maybe 4 years ago.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
For one of the sons, one of the Trump boys. Anyway, this means that she was known to the family. Sure. We were at our hotel. My co-author and I were at the hotel in New York, ready to leave to go back to the monastery after our meetings with the publisher. And I called my agent and I said, "Hey, we love you. We're leaving." And she goes, "No,
Pod
don't."
51. Is that Pod 51 you were staying at?
No, it was a very nice hotel, which sadly since has become condo. They basically took it out of the hotel business and sold it all the rooms off. It was a beautiful place. But anyway, it was called the Wales Hotel. If you want to look up the Wales Hotel on the Upper West Side, we were 1 block walking to the Central Park with our dogs in that hotel. Beautiful location. So I call my agent and I say, "Hey, we're going to go, hugs and kisses." She goes, "No, don't leave. I'm going to come down there and say goodbye," because she, lives nearby. So she came to the hotel lobby. It was a very boutique hotel, very beautiful, everything wood and small lobby. So we're sitting in the lobby. She puts her cell phone down. She's chit-chatting with me and my co-author, who's a monk, right? And they were on a couch a few feet away from me. And I noticed that her cell phone started to ring. She didn't hear it, but I did. And so I picked it up because I was going to give it to her. And it had a message on it that I had never seen before. Usually there's like a caller ID. Or maybe if they block caller ID, it says caller unknown.
Yes.
But it didn't say either of those things. It had like some weird code on it that, I won't spend time. I don't remember what it said, but it was odd. Okay. What it said was weird. Something like restricted number, like that, which I've never seen that before. So anyway, I said, "Hey, I handed her the phone and she looked at it. It was ringing and she looked at it, this restricted number or whatever weird message it had. And then she looked at me like, "Huh, what do you think this is?" And I said, "I think that's spam. I will probably send it to voicemail." And she said, "Well, you never know." And so when she said, "You never know," she answered it. But, she put it, she answered it here, not on speaker. Yeah. And her eyes got like really big. And she got quiet for a second. And then she said, yes, it is. Yes, I am." And then there was a delay. And I was worried. I thought something terrible is happening. Like maybe something bad happened in her family. Like, what's happening? And then she started to say, Mr. President, Mr. President. Oh my God, Mr. President. Thank you for calling. And then she kind of walked away from me. And she was, how people pace when they're on the phone? Because they're nervous. You got to walk. She was pacing all over the lobby. And so I pulled out my cell phone because I was like, okay, this is big news. And she's going to want like a record of this. So I have a video recording of my agent pacing through this hotel going, "Oh my God, Mr. President," and kind of her end of the conversation. And that chit chat went on. Let me tell you what, guys, this was not like a 5-second. This went on for like 15 minutes. This was an extended conversation. And I wasn't listening. I was just basically filming her pacing. But then I could tell the conversation must be winding down because she came back over by me and she put him on speaker so that she could say goodbye and let me hear that for real, this was the man. And what I heard him say was, yes, we'll definitely have you to the White House for lunch. It would be great to see you in person. Thank you for everything. And yes, we're going to have you to the White House. And then they said their goodbyes. And I was like, oh, holy, like, because it was the sitting president calling from the White House. It was like a mind-blowing moment. And then she clicked goodbye and looked at me like, and the two of us were like, holy crap. Sadly, my agent did not get to go to the White House for lunch because like 2 days later, the first impeachment came down and, things went to hell for the president. That, he got busy. Let's just put it that way. He got busy.
Were you going to sort out the first dog?
So anyway, well, no, Timely, welcome to the program. Welcome to the show. You'll have to hit the replay to hear the story.
Yeah.
But I wanted to give you guys the $100 worth the day I answered the phone with Donald J. Trump on the phone, live and in person from the White House. And honestly, that was a crazy moment.
You didn't answer. You picked up the phone.
That's what I said.
You said you answered the phone.
I said I picked up. Play the tape back.
Yeah, okay, there's a difference here.
Anyway, it was very cool. I myself did not talk to Donald Trump, but I certainly heard him. I mean,
what was that, Negroni?
Yes, yeah. So that I knew.
Yeah.
So that I knew it was the man. And I was very happy for my agent because, like she does great things for me and I want good things for her as well.
That's an incredible story. Did she give any more details?
Well, eventually, yeah, they were talking about doing more books, but when that first impeachment came down and then the second one, it really bogged the administration down. So then I think what happened was the president did not have a lot of time for extraneous things other than there just wasn't the time. He got busy with lawyers and court and all kinds of crazy stuff, plus the business of being the president. So we all have our party affiliations, but whether you like a president or whether you don't, when you
have respect for the office of president.
That's right. And when the man is on the phone right in front of your face, like talking to one of your dear friends, that's a pretty impressive moment. And so it made quite an impression on me. Anyway, long
a lot of respect today, didn't they?
That's the truth. That's the rest of the story.
So obviously it would have been all over the news. When's the last time a president was arrested and what for?
President's never been arrested.
Never. So this is the first criminal arraignment.
Even Nixon, he actually
he resigned.
He got off, didn't he?
Well, see, what happened is if you get impeached, it only counts if you get the Senate to pass it as well.
You got to convict.
And I mean, so it's. I really wish they could just leave him alone. To be honest with you, I really do wish that. But
well, maybe he'll call again. Super chat.
Here we go. Patel Philippe, $5.50. Is Patek the meaning of life? Tell us how you chose and acquired your 5107. Well, look, the 5107, that was the first serious Patek it wasn't my first serious, but it was, I had a small inheritance coming to me and I thought, what do I want? I thought about a steel Daytona. I thought about a two-tone Submariner. I thought about a day date, 36 mil day date. And then this Patek, a guy who's no longer selling watches, but it came up, and you know what? The rest is history. The rest is history. So it was just something that came up at the time, and
it came up another 4 times.
Yeah, it was. I actually got a. Let me just see if I got a photo.
Check the main screen. That's yours.
Let's have a look.
I know.
Actually, that's the 5127. That's actually not a 5127.
Sorry, I put in 5107, and that's what came up.
No. It comes up because. But here we go. Here's one here. This is actually a photo. I actually sold this to a guy in Singapore. 5107. And I got to tell you, it was a it was actually a really, really beautiful, 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 beautiful watch.
Beautiful. Does that say Patek Philippe?
Patek
Yeah.
Philippe, yeah.
He's got his own branding now.
It looks like a Cartier back there.
He's got watch blocks.
That's a Patek 24. Yes, it is very similar to a Tank Francais. So, yeah, so basically I got it. And then that watch, I sold this one. It became the gold sub. Then I sold the gold sub. It became the white gold world time. Then the white gold world time I sold. It became the yellow gold world time.
Yeah.
Then
I
the
remember
burglars
you
took
in a-
it,
I remember
and I
you in a-
never saw it again.
I remember you in a swimming pool with that gold sub.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a very special.
I've never
prize.
recovered from that moment.
So
Ken
Mark,
Fresno, $2. Do you think Wizard is busy? You know what?
He's
Wizard himself,
He's all right.
I don't know what to say anymore with Wizard. Will he come on? I can text him now.
text him. Mark,
Send
just
him a
quickly,
link.
What
No.
good reason would he have to come on?
give an update. I don't know. Well, anyway, try. See what happens. You never know. People
Come
don't
on,
think
come
it'll
on,
come
come
on.
on
for
and
a
get come on and get abused. Come
That's
along.
it. There you go. So the boxes are branded Patek Philippe, licensed through SAD, and Mike makes them on the CMC.
Submit to your flagellation, sir.
There we go. There we go. So that's the story of that watch. And, I got to tell you, I had a lot of fun with this. I love that watch. That watch is something I really, really, really did enjoy. I then replaced it later on, years later, 5127, which unfortunately was taken in the burglary. But I got to tell you that was a beautiful watch that I really did enjoy. And
Okay,
hey.
Pavel just made me snicker just now.
Pavel, talking pre-trial criminal proceedings in a relaxed format.
Snickers?
Thank you. So
Super chat.
here we go. We got a super chat from Patel Philippe, $5.50. Archie, in your former years, you used to flash your Patek on a NATO to make other YouTubers whinge. These days, your Patek hides from daylight like Clive. Yeah, unfortunately, it's in the bank safe. That's where it will stay. It will stay in Banky Safety. So
You never
Banky
really
Safety.
own a Patek Philippe.
You just hold it for the burglars.
exactly.
Once a week, you go to the bank, you open up the bank safe, you give it a bit of a kiss, a cuddle, you put it back to bed, ready for another week. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I am actually thinking of I'll be honest with you. I am actually thinking of reducing a bit.
What do you mean?
What?
You barely own anything. Or are you talking about losing weight?
No, I was thinking about selling a few watches I've locked. I might.
Well, what about
Maybe not
insuring them?
need
I think that we should have a show one day about watch insurance, because I think a lot of people don't carry it because it's expensive. But I mean, obviously there's a downside. So watch insurance, good idea, bad idea. Punters, do you have it? Should you have it? Would you be willing to pay for it? And how much does it cost? I think it's $8-9 $1,000 for value.
It's yes. I got to tell you guys. Art says, wish Patek would come out with an updated 5296G improved. Yes, I totally agree with you. I think the 5296 was one of the greatest. And speaking of which, we got Ross. Hey, Ross, what are you up to? What's Ross doing?
He's gone. Super chat.
Hey, Ross, what are you up to?
About
Hey,
5'9".
Archie, not much. How are you?
Hey, not too bad. Are things going good in your world?
Kind of, sort of.
Anal
Sorry?
fishes?
Kind of, sort of.
Kinda.
Hemorrhoids? What's the problem? Talk to us.
No hemorrhoids. I'm just, I've just been having some good and bad days mentally. So
We're here for you. Just so you know, this is your therapeutic session. We are here for you.
thank you.
So what
Mark.
do you do when it's bad? Tell me this. What do you normally do to help? Some people
We're here.
like to...
Never mind.
Okay.
Well, I like to go driving.
Yes.
I don't have like a fancy car. I drive like a Nissan Altima.
Yeah, that's a nice car. They're a nice car.
They are. They are. I love it. It gets really good gas mileage too.
Yes.
I like to drive. I like to listen to music.
Yeah.
And
Does that help?
yes, for me it does. Yes.
I'll come back to you. I want to ask you some questions. Patel Philippe, $5.50. Pull up the Patek 5134P and tell Der Stiefel 3 reasons why the Grand Seiko SBGY002G, aka 002 Stunner, is a better watch.
So I've got it here on the screen. That's
Ooh,
the
look at
Patek.
that. Yeah.
But just for reference, because we all know Grand Seiko reference numbers because they're so nice and short like Patek ones.
Yes.
Here is the Patek he's talking about. Patek, Grand Seiko is talking about. Sorry,
Yep.
coffee's kicking in still.
It's
And
okay.
we'll go back to the 5134. Right, and I'll zoom in. There you go, look at that. And now you can explain why.
And tell Der Stiefel 3 reasons why the Grand Seiko is a better watch. I got to tell you, 1, it's automatic because this is manual wind. Number 2, it's Japanese. And number 3,
Zarasu polishing.
there we go. That sounds pretty good, Marky. But I got to tell you, seriously, I love that 5134. That's a beautiful piece. William Jefferson, $2. No bragging. My voice gets many women excited too.
Hey, how are you? Nice to
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
meet you. That's a pretty good Arkansas accent, Timely.
So
Thank
Ross,
you.
Surprisingly, I'm actually
Yes.
from the state next to Arkansas, and I'm impressed.
Why,
Ross,
thank
so
you.
when you're feeling bad, what you mainly feel down in the morning, midday, nighttime? When do you normally feel bad when you have?
Mostly, kind of like whenever I get off of work.
Yeah.
And like I don't mind work because I get to like interact with a lot of people.
Yes.
But like on my way home, sometimes I just start to get like real sad. Like even though I love being off work, and I can go and do stuff. Sometimes I'm just like really, really tired and I just want to go home. And I have animals at home too, but it's just like it hits me and I'll just basically go out to my car and just go driving. And I'll drive down, kind of like in Arkansas, we have sometimes like old dirt roads that there's not like hardly anybody on.
Yes.
Right. And so I'll drive down those roads and I'll just like blare. I know it sounds crazy, but I really like 80s and 90s music.
Me too.
Yes.
And
Hell
so,
yeah.
And so I'll just blare that and it just kind of just takes my thoughts away and I'll start singing. And I'm a horrible singer, by the way.
Doesn't matter. It's good for you.
So is
Yes.
Clyde.
You're talking about no. Are you kidding? Compared
Clyde's
to
a
you,
terrible singer.
I'm
I myself have dulcet tones, but Clyde.
Can you imagine karaoke night here on Archie Luxury? You'd have like 2 people watching.
Clyde's a little. Listen, Ross, I got to tell you before we do the super chat, I prescribe for you 1 week in Pattaya. You're going to come back like a new man. Seriously.
That's where I want to go.
Yeah. Talk to me. I got
$2. Wish AC3 would consolidate into a 5170J. That's the manual wind chronograph and 1 Rolex. Thank you, sir. Thank you indeed.
By the way, this chronograph is in fact the Rancher edition, purchased from none other than Clyde.
Wow, you got it from Clyde.
I did do. He
How
didn't
long
even
ago did you get that?
He didn't even rip me. I don't know, Clyde. How long ago was that? 8 months.
Yeah, something along those lines. There's actually, the funny part is I looked over at the I went to Tunerady, and they've got like a panda and reverse panda in the case. I'm like, wow.
Super chat.
Nelson Oliveira, $10. Ross, when driving home, just think of grabbing some baby oil for your 2 woman parts at home to finish off.
Brilliant.
Mm.
Anyway, Pattaya, 1 week. But the 3-day rule is now the 1-day rule. But like I could tell you everything you need to know.
The problem is for him to get to Thailand, it's a long flight. It's
Yeah,
a
it
long
is.
flight.
I wouldn't go for 1 week. I realistically, it's 2 weeks.
Super chat.
Super chat. Here we go. Patel Philippe. Ross, give us a yarn for any of the
Yeehaw.
following pieces. A yeehaw. Ross, give us a yeehaw for any of the following pieces you like. Rolex sub. Archie's identical Pateks. Well, I don't have them anymore. Mark Goldberg's Chronomat collection.
Yeehaw!
It got I lost my chronomat.
What happened? You lost it? What do you mean you lost it? You sold it?
No, literally, I don't know where I have a Breitling chrono. I have 2. Okay, a day date, an old one with a Valjoux movement. I know where that.
And you
is.
got the bullet one.
Yeah, but I lost the bullet one. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere.
How do you mean you lost it? You can't have lost it.
Someone pinched it out of this house, or it's
What?
somewhere. I lost it. I don't know where it is. Honest to God, and it's missing for like 6-8 months. Long time now.
You're joking.
No, it's MIA. It's a little disturbing. I don't know where it is.
That was expensive watch. That's not cheap.
5,400 I paid for it.
It's gone.
I have the box. I don't know what thing watches.
But he's got the 2 to chronograph, so that makes up for it.
Yeah, right. I should look at the watch. Maybe I should look at the box. Maybe it's in the bloody box, but I don't think so.
Bloody box.
Yeah.
Why don't you go and have a look now? Keep us on suspense.
Well, I would, except for that room is filled with like dozens of boxes, and it's a good half an hour project to dig out that particular box.
Okay. No, that's okay. That's okay.
Super chat.
Here we go. We got a super chat here from Tough Love, $2. The King of Thailand is. I can't even say that. Thank you. We like
I
the
think
King
you
of
should leave Suckerhorn out of
Thailand.
this.
And John C, $2. What about Shinola? Made in the USA quality? Tell me, what do you guys as Americans think of Shinola?
It's garbage.
Yes.
I never
Well,
heard of it.
we literally don't know shit from Shinola.
It's garbage. It's a bunch
It's
of.
made in Detroit, isn't it?
No, it's assembled. It's not made.
Sorry.
It's assembled.
Assembled in Detroit. Very, very good point.
Crap.
Made in China, assembled in Detroit.
That's kind of the deal, I think. But definitely, I don't know about made in China completely, but certainly it's assembled in the USA. And in fact, they got sued by the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, for saying made in America, and they had to retract it because it's not.
If it's made in Taiwan, you might have a supply chain issue coming up soon.
It's assembled in America, isn't it?
You mean when it gets invaded?
Got you. It's okay. I got to tell you, there we go. John C. Yeah, okay, we did that one. So I got to tell you, Rodent 3, since that's just one. Patel Philippe, $5.50. By the way, Rodent C, since when was made in Detroit meant quality? Ooh, that used to be the good cars. Cadillac, everything was. Patel Philippe, $5.50. Archie, what's tighter? You with the amount of time given to your super chats, or fella, watch on the wrist?
It's a draw.
It's a draw. It's a draw. It's a draw.
The push.
So, Ross, you are saving money, I hope, aren't you, to go to Thailand?
Yes, I am.
How long do you want to spend there? A month?
I'm.
How much holidays do you get? How easy is it to take holidays?
Well, I mean, I can take off. Like I have what do you call them? Vacation / sick leave days.
Yes.
And
Super chat.
Here we go. Nick Miller, $2.80. Goldberg, my favorite wrestler growing up. Respect.
Well, no relation, but I do have I used to have a bunch of his memorabilia because it was kind of cool. Had my name on it.
So cool.
A wrestling suit. Loved it.
Tell me
Also,
this.
didn't the Goldberg sink the Titanic?
Smacked him. No, that was an iceberg. Smacked him around with
Close,
circumstances.
family ties iceberg, Goldberg. There's a hyphen.
It's a good joke, that one. A little racist, but it is a good joke.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this nice comment here from Chris Claypool. We'll just bring this up. Hey, Arch, longtime fan since 2015. Glad to see you're still kicking ass. You helped me through tough times. That actually means a lot to me. That's really sweet. That's really nice to say. That's really nice.
Now, Chris, this is your time to help Archie through tough times by super chatting generously. Also, if you want to show your support for number 45, POTUS 45, this is the time to super chat your support for POTUS 45. Don't be a cheap ass like Anthony Napoli.
Tell me this, Ross.
He's not willing to back up his mouth where his money is.
Have you spoken to that girl lately in Thailand, or she does not respond?
A bit what?
Well, she asked me how I was doing. This was like on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I text her back, but she hasn't responded again.
Patel Philippe, $5.50. Hi, Arch. Long-time listener, first-time super chatter. Should a man ever own a Rolex 1630, or do you consider this a rare turd? A rare bird!
Rare turd!
Tell me, how are you going with the sale of these rare birds, Clive?
Actually, I have forgotten. I might have to put them. I might put them up on an auction, I think.
Why don't you give them to Patel Philippe? Sorry, what's his name? AD Never Calling. He will help.
No, I'd rather give them to the other Philippe.
What about keeping them and riding the market back up?
Possibly. We'll see.
I think in Oklahoma, it's too small a market for people to understand what they are. Don't you think?
Right. Yeah, I think so.
Hey, look, they even got rare bird.
And I thought you loved them. They gave you joy. I don't.
Oh, but look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It's classic. So I have a watch coming tomorrow, and it looks a little like that one-ish, sort of.
Tudor.
Super chat. It is a Tudor.
Here we go. We got Chris Claypole. Here is me putting my money where my mouth is. Hey, Arch, Man on the Moon or Cartier Santos Medium? I would go Man on the Moon. It's just more iconic.
It is.
I like the Santos Medium. It's a beautiful watch.
It's 100 years old. I mean, it goes back to the dirigibles and what does the Man on the Moon go back to? The moon.
The moon.
69. I mean, the Santos is like 80 years older.
I still think the Man on the Moon is a much more iconic. If you had a first, if you are looking at a great classic piece, every man needs. A Speedmaster is a great watch to have. I always love Speedmaster. Cartier is a bit more of a fashion watch. It kind of they radically revamp them.
It's got an in-house movement. It's got 112 years of history. I would totally take the Santos.
Okay, no problems there. That's okay. So Rush, she never responded back. That's what you're saying to me, Rush.
She never did.
Archie, give our friend Chris Claypool some value for money. It's his first super chat. Yeah, so I got to tell you, let's just call it up. Let's call it up then. Let's call it up. So Cartier Santos Moon. Hello. Medium. Cartier Santos mid-size. That's
In the meantime, tomorrow I have a Royale coming in with the day and the date.
Is it a Royale with cheese?
Oh,
it is cheap in that it has a Salida movement, but it has a lovely 70s sort of oyster quartz look.
I must say it is a beautiful looking watch.
Yep.
Classic. Shit. You know, would you get this or a Speedy? I mean,
Look, the worst
Speedy,
thing you can say about this watch,
as a
the worst,
comparison, there you go. It's a Speedy.
look, the worst thing you can say, it scratches, Archie.
Hang
That's
on,
the
I'll
worst.
give you the full screen. 1 sec, Archie.
There you go.
There you go.
I mean, that is an icon. There's no doubt, but they are both iconic in their own way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also kind of like an apples and oranges comparison because, you know, the Speedy is a sports watch, and the Cartier, even though it was originally
Pilot's
for
watch.
Yeah, technically,
Mm.
pilot's watch.
There you go.
They're just scratch magnets. That's the worst thing you can say about it. But I've been fighting the urge to buy a Santos, and I never had to fight off the urge to buy a Speedy because it does less than nothing for me.
My good friend AC Morgan, I was with him when he bought one on Rodeo Drive.
Which one?
He paid
The
retail.
blue dial.
Oh,
blue
the
dial.
Cardiac, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
he paid retail. The only problem with the blue one is it has no. This is stupid, but it has no loom. It does have the date. It has the date though, which is nice.
Just quickly as well, Pavel said a few screens back there. He said, "Rare birds, unsellable." Quick question: when has rarity and exclusivity been unsellable?
I think the problem is, in all honesty, I don't think it's unsellable. I think the market he's trying to sell it in, if he was selling that in New York, it would be a lot easier than selling it in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Well, but that and there's such it's almost too rare. It's almost too exclusive.
Oklahoma.
It's not just Oklahoma or even Arkansas. It's just the fact that really a lot of people don't know about them. It's the Smarty Pants Rolex. I know more about Rolex.
Clyde, let's face it, it's the Rolex for people who have indoor plumbing.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Which is a problem in your neck of the woods.
Shh, I was going to try to talk about Richard Brady.
You've got one of those outhouses with a little bowl and the jug, yeah, full of water.
It's got a quarter moon on the
Believe it or not, no, actually, my grandparents have actually lived in somewhere like that, or actually had one. They still had the outhouses. You know, they went back and plumbed them in, but they still had the outhouses out behind.
Was it a two-seater? Yeah. Were they rich? Two-seater?
No, actually, hell no. Are you telling? Are you kidding?
You're the first member of your family to go to law school.
That's true.
You got a scholarship, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, for howitzer. Clyde was on, little known fact, Clyde was on the howitzer tossing team in college.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, cool.
I thought he was going to say first member of the family to go to school, but he said law school. It's all right.
First member of the family to have shoes. There were a lot of firsts in that family.
Yeah, no.
And I'm just disappointed you didn't get the Silver Hawk they wanted. You know that?
Well, they didn't get the Silver Hawk.
Did you want one?
Hawk?
No. I went with them because I had no choice.
Did you see many good Silver Hawks?
No, not really.
You're going to make me Google the Silver Hawk now because I asked a question. I don't know what the fuck.
Studebaker. It's a Studebaker. Studebaker Silver Hawk. And they always wanted one. Is that right?
Let's don't even know, or a Golden Hawk. Let's not even go there.
Looks like like an AP5 almost, Valiant. But an older version.
Studebaker, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Interesting kind of piece there. I got to tell you, honestly, Clivers, I'd probably sell it in a bigger market. I think it'll sell. Like that's a kind of a Houdinki watch, don't you think?
Well, that's actually might be. Yeah, at times, I almost think about just saying to hell with it and just selling everything.
I'm doing what then?
I don't know.
Would you keep one watch?
Maybe. One or two.
What would it be? Would you keep a Rolex?
No.
Okay. Would you keep the Lalique? The Lalique?
Nope.
Oh yeah, that's a keeper. He's got number 69.
No. I sold number 69. I've got number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah, I made it.
Bill Sanders has got number 1, has he?
Right.
You got number 2?
Yeah.
So Bill has P and Clyde has 2.
Well, I'm
That's
glad we're helping
incredible.
Ross Rachel Brady.
Who's
Marsha,
Bill Sanders?
you
Bill
sold number
San-
69, eh? No, don't laugh. Clyde had number 69 also.
I didn't know.
How many were there in total, Clive?
70.
Okay.
70.
Wow.
So Clyde had the second and the second to the last.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you were also considering buying back your 321?
Yeah, but on the other hand, I wouldn't wear it because, if I wore that watch and enjoyed it, I wouldn't sell it. But I was so damned overprotective of it.
Oh, I see. You loved it, but
Yeah.
Who's Bill Sanders?
Yep.
how you like the cars? They give you a lot of fun. The cars give you fun,
Cars
don't
give
they?
me a lot more fun than the watches do. Yes.
The cars give you more fun.
Yeah.
The cars take you places.
Do you go for drives?
Absolutely.
Do you sing?
Sometimes.
Mm. Sing. What do you
You're
sing?
not really into German cars, are you?
No.
Not really. No. I like cars.
You like
that start up.
reliable cars that start. Is that right?
Yeah, I like reliable cars that start up.
Mm-hmm. Fair point.
Yeah.
Me too, Neil.
Oh, what happened?
No, I had one of those German things that looked good but didn't start, and I had to go back to Japanese. It was fucked.
Fuck this, fuck die.
Yep.
It's funny you say that. I think German cars are really good for 100,000 miles. That's probably
If you're lucky. Well, same with British cars. Let's just say European cars.
You need an extended warranty these days. And if you're going to keep a car, you need to re-warranty it. But here's what a lot of people don't know. Ideally, you get the factory warranty, but you don't buy it from the dealer because they double the cost of it. It's all commission. Just whatever car you're trying to add warranty onto, just go onto the internet and find a dealer from that exact same brand, which is selling it at 500 over cost. And you can get them at a huge discount, like 40% off. But you're still buying from a Ford or a Lincoln or whoever. But there's plenty of people that will sell it to you for much, much cheaper than your own dealer who will double and throw all that commission on there.
so.
Mark comes from a long line of Mercedes owners, don't you, Mark? Like you've got, like your dad was buying heaps of them, wasn't he?
My mom has had a Mercedes for years. My dad, I've never owned one. The only German car I've ever owned were two Porsches. Yeah, well, two. I had a Cayenne and then I had a Macan. But now these cars are loaded now with so much technology that they're touchy and they easily come out of adjustments. So and all the components are crazy expensive. So
right.
You don't dare drive a car out of warranty anymore.
Well, the thing is, in Germany, I suspect mechanics must be the lowest form of scum in Germany because I think the engineers go out of their way to punish them.
Well, the problem is too, they need to make modern cars now.
All right, we need to quit talking about cars because that kills super chats.
Sorry, let's get back to watches.
Watches, or on the other hand, if you are outraged about the indictment in the criminal prosecution of POTUS 45, Donald J. Trump, this is your time to super chat your support of POTUS 45.
Right, as a lawyer, as a criminal defense attorney, do you think it's possible they could give him 20 to 24?
Anything's possible.
Yes.
We didn't even know what the charges were until the other day.
Because the bumper sticker was Trump 2024, but that could change to Trump 2224.
Hang on, what's this we didn't know?
Okay. Sorry.
What's this we didn't know? He's not your president. You got prime minister, man, for good or for bad.
Yes, good point. Good point. Sorry, but the world, you can't talk about Kenny seriously. How's he gonna? We didn't even know the charges until they came out, and it was crazy stuff. It was crazy stuff. But I got to tell you, you guys, it's very, very crazy indeed. What do you think, guys? If I moved one of the shows to my main channel. Do you think I should move my content to my main channel or just leave it here?
Just
What do you
leave it
mean? Live chats?
Yeah, the live streaming. Should I take the live streaming to my normal channel?
And what would you do with this channel? Shut it down?
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to work out. I'm just trying to what because I've got a lot more subscribers on my main channel. See?
Well, maybe try one. But the trouble is if it gets hit, a live stream is more likely to get a takedown notice, right?
Yeah.
It's more liable. So the reason why you have it on the live stream channel is if anything happens, then your secondary one goes down or shut down, whatever, temporarily, but your primary one keeps on trucking.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point. I don't know. I just kind of, maybe I might move the early morning show to the main channel. I'm not sure. Tough decision. I got to think about this. It's a tricky one. It is tricky. It is very tricky, but because it just seems to stagnate. My main channel seems to be stagnating, and I'm thinking, that's really a shame. If I could put some gusto into the main channel, maybe, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I have no fucking idea.
Content.
Have y'all ever seen Stormy Daniels?
Yes.
She's beautiful.
Okay. Yes, we could do pornography content.
I don't understand why she's so against Trump. Why is she against him? Just leave him alone.
Super chat.
Here we go. Donald Yankee Doodle, $2. Ever notice a man's shoes like you do a watch? That's an interesting comment. They used to say you could judge a man by his shoes.
I think he's trying to get to the sexual aspect of your interest in shoes, but you're a straight man, aren't you?
That's correct.
Right.
Shoes. Yes, exactly right. Exactly.
The Vinci says the other channel makes no money.
What channel? Finchie says what?
Super chat.
Yeah.
Super chat. Here we go. Timely behavior. Super chat. Where have you been? No, really? $3. Thank you. Super chat. Thank you. Timely. I don't know. It's Dis Stormy Daniels is a shitter in the porn industry.
I just want to sniff her.
Here we go. Corbett Williams, $5. Would you prefer a Lange datograph or a Zeitwerk discuss? Datograph.
No, wrong answer. Zeitwerk, minute repeater. How could you even talk about this? Really?
In the words of Bear, I don't need this fucking thing to ding every 2 seconds. What do I want that shit for?
You do a fair impersonation there.
I wasn't even trying. I was just I didn't want to go too hard on it because
Network Mark Fry.
And we've got Mikey.
Did you like that, Mark? I appreciate it.
Mikey's back. Hey, sorry. I'll let you do that. I won't touch it anymore, Timely. You touch the controls, okay? Otherwise,
I'm glad you specified what's being touched. Thank you,
Mikey. How are you going, man?
I'm doing just fine, Arch. Thank you for asking. How are you doing?
Oh, fantastic. What's happening, man?
I just had a bunch of stuff to do today and took my mom out shopping and just was an eventful kind of, well, not eventful like in a huge way, but just lots of stuff to do. Took my mom out, spent some time with her, and that's why I'm late today. But happy to be here back on the show, and hello, everybody.
Are you willing to start the chainsaw?
Hi,
Mike, how are
Timely.
you?
Hey, man.
I'm doing good. How's it going, Ross? I love you, man.
Hey, I love you too, Mike. Thank you. I'm doing okay. Thank you.
This tender moment brought to you by the Archie Luxury Program.
Yeah. Tenderness.
This tender man love moment.
I went to Safeway and to get toilet
In the
paper.
arms of an angel. Clyde, sing In the Arms of an Angel.
No.
Four rolls of toilet paper at Safeway of Charmin is
Never can.
$17.
May I recommend the Thailand butt gun? You won't need very much toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yankee Doodle, answer my fucking question and refund this $1.99. Okay, here we go.
He
What
did
was
answer
this?
the question. You know, we talked about answering.
Ever notice a man's shoes like you do a watch? I got to tell you, what I noticed with shoes is whether they have a leather base or not. Like good shoes should have a leather flooring. When you've got rubber or plastic base, they're really a disposable shoe. So if you
Hold
really
on.
want quality shoes, you've got to have a leather base. So do I notice them? You know what, Yankee Doodle? I personally do. And I remember one time I had a job where this old guy,
Rubber.
he was impressed that my shoes had leather soles. He goes, "Oh, you know your stuff." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You've got shoes with leather soles." I said, "Yes, you can repair them. They can be continually repaired." Now, they weren't fancy brand. They were a pair of shoes I bought in Thailand. But they lasted and lasted and lasted. And this is the whole thing. A lot of shoes these days, if you've got the rubber soles, there's nothing you can fix.
No,
They're
it's more simple. It's simpler than that. A cheap shoe, a good shoe will wear from the outside in. A cheap shoe will wear from the inside out.
Super chat.
Good point. Good point. Good point indeed.
Thank you.
And we have got
Oh.
so thank you, Yankee Doodle. Tough love, $2. Oh, what poo sing yam. I don't know what that means.
What a puss I am.
Oh, what a pussy-yum.
What a puss I am.
All right.
We didn't give this one any love at all. So
I gotta
just
tell
on
you,
that.
I think the Datograph is one of my favorite watches of all times. I love the Zeit work, but the Datograph to me is super special. It's
Guys, I'm being summoned, so I've got to go.
okay. Summons.
Oh, okay.
Clivers, thank you so much for coming on, man. It was a great
Well,
chat to you.
Are there boobs involved? No, we got to question him. Are there boobs involved? He's gone. Must be boobs. No, he's there. Clyde, boobs or no boobs? Oh, he's gone. Damn it.
He's on Boobs.
I believe boobs were involved.
Oh, Kessler-Witz is arguing with me. He says that's not true, Paul. You can have high quality Goodyear welted shoes with rubber soles, better for the rain. Okie dokie.
Mind you, he also did make us bring up crayon watches. So
yes, there we
let's
go.
not get
So
too-
I think good
love you,
shoes.
Tesla.
I got to be honest with you. I haven't been wearing good shoes lately. I wear a lot of t-shirts now. I enjoy that, more relaxed,
Speaking
casual.
of boobs, I don't, speaking of boobs, Archie, which is, what I noticed about your t-shirt, I don't fully close your mouth, Ross. You're okay. I don't, I got to be honest. This is like sort of like the gay man's perspective. And I'm going to tell you where we don't understand you and you don't understand us. You people you are easily distracted by boobs. Like boobs are kind of like the center of your world. Like you didn't get enough mother's milk. And somehow boobs are extremely important to you people. We don't understand it. When we see you looking at them, we think, this is what you people sound like. Boobs, dung dung dung, boobs. Dung, dung.
That's most people. Like
No.
boobs to me are just like an add-on. They're a bonus if they're perfect or big.
Are you?
I'm an ass man.
Really? Because I would think, Mike, that it would be smarter to be a vagina man. But like,
We-
what do
we-
I know?
Well, yeah, most
We
definitely.
just want to record that, Mikey. Can you say that last comment one more time?
Sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh.
There's a
Bless
comment
you.
for that.
There's a funny commercial for this special new deodorant, and the lady's saying it's good for your armpits, your
Gucci.
your legs, and then she goes bifold. That's what she called, that was their term for the old VJ. I mean, they could have said something like Hot Pocket or fucking something, but bifold.
Yankee Doodle correctly points out that I am also an ass man. He's not wrong.
Yeah, boobs are great, but I'll take them any shape, size.
I don't understand your desire to
as long as they're not saggy milkers.
I feel like if you're going to be any kind of a man and you're going to be a straight man, you should simply be a vagina man, and that's all you should need.
Well, I mean that goes unsaid. I mean that's like an automatic. If you're straight, then
okay, now let's move on there. By the way, today's word for the day, I got a word for you, okay? Because I like to teach you people things. Can I give you a word? Okay, here's a word for you. Pag. Do you know what pag is?
Sounds dirty.
No.
Do you know what pag is?
Sounds like Filipino food.
Ah, he's good. You're really good there. The Goldberg is on the money. Pag is the Tagalog, that's a Filipino term for leftover food, scavenged from dump sites, and
also known as sisig.
And,
okay.
Just quickly, if we're going to do a word of the day, shouldn't we start with English first? Because there's a few of us that we can't fucking speak it properly anyway. So.
Well, guys, I've been researching the Philippines, and I feel like the Philippines is the new Thailand. Less infrastructure, more poverty, and therefore the prices are, somewhat cheaper in the Phils. So
yeah, sounds like the place to go.
You got Nick Miller excited in the chat. He's taken up the whole fucking chat there. Jesus Christ.
Pag is recooked food. Yes. It's actually this. It's PAG. Called it. Nick Miller called it. Throwaway Filipino food. Thrown away.
SIG, sisig, same thing. Kind of like food they pull out of the dumpster and just kind of like fry up with rice.
You sure did.
It's funny how frying stuff. It's funny how frying stuff.
Well, because if you get it over 165 degrees Fahrenheit, it kills most of the pathogens.
Yeah, so you can take rotten food and fry it.
And you're going to get ill, but you're not going to die.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Like, there's a difference between live bacteria and dead bacteria. Dead bacteria will still fuck you the fuck up, but live bacteria will kill you.
Dead bacteria will still make you shit through the eye of a needle, but you just won't die from it.
100%.
Okay, I did not know that.
You wish to die from it, but you won't die from it.
You know what? Timely. I had salmonella one time, and it was so bad. I was like praying for the sweet kiss of death. It was really bad.
I had it, I believe, food poisoning from a taco truck, and the same deal for a whole evening. I was wishing I was dead.
The sweet release of death.
Yeah, it was just
close your mouth.
It was so absolutely terrible.
Did you go back and tell them, Mikey?
No, it was just a roadside taco truck on the way home from Sacramento.
I sued the motherfuckers that put me in the hospital, and they paid the hospital bill.
Oh, you did?
Oh, nice.
Mikey?
How did you manage to get that there, Mikey?
Well, I knew where I got it from. Believe it or not, it was off of ice cream at a restaurant. And I knew exactly, I knew exactly what it was. And so I just called the lawyer, and he got them to pay my bill.
Wow.
Would die. Listen,
like
guys,
chicken or something. No, it was from ice cream.
Ice cream, when it's coming out of both ends, it's just you'll
yeah.
Pardon the expression, but soft serve.
Soft serve would have been an improvement. It was more like volcanic, explosive liquid. Okay, that's
Vesuvio.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, didn't mean to get too crazy on you here.
No, that's exactly
the
right.
townspeople were running from the volcano.
Yeah, come to think of it, I had a bad Taco Bell experience as well.
Taco Bell's usually pretty
That's
good.
That's normal.
Oh, it had me just like
once again, that's normal.
Down and out. And the funniest thing, like when I finally started to feel better, I woke up and I just mumbled out, "The volcano rests," because I'd just been fucking projectile vomiting everywhere. and everybody in the house just started cracking up. It was the funniest thing.
Well,
Oh, it's
after one massive bout of vomiting, when you were finished, you'd stop, look up, and go, "Yo quiero Taco Bell."
No, when you got salmonella, it's like you throw up and you actually feel better after you throw up, and then you go through a whole nother like, oh, I'm feeling worse, I'm feeling worse, I'm feeling worse, and then you yak, and then you feel better, and you just go through that all night long, and
Oh my God.
it's really,
bet you-
really terrible.
I bet
Guys,
you're glad
we
you're
are-
not doing the pizza thing today, hey Arch?
Timely,
Mm,
we're
exactly.
destroying the super chat environment. We must move along.
I
You
actually
brought it
dropped.
up.
I
Yes.
did actually drop that pizza. No pizzas were harmed in the filming of yesterday's clip.
Oh, good.
I went and dropped that off. My youngest son had some pizza, and my oldest son, I took the leftovers over to him and said, "Hey, you go."
Is that like feeding the stray dogs in Bangkok? Is that what that's like, feeding the older boys?
Yeah, it's. I don't like things to go to waste, you know, and
Well,
I
listen,
really shouldn't.
I
eat
want you to
too
give
much.
AC4 and AC3.5 my personal best. I think
Listen,
these are
that-
boys who didn't have it easy and have had their struggles. And honestly, Archie, we could say a lot of nasty, vicious, vinyl things about you, but you really do try with your boys, and I think that's really commendable.
Yeah, I do try. It's
not
not
easy.
always fucking easy. It's not always.
You
You know what?
you have my utmost respect, Archie. I remember.
You cannot keep your kids out of trouble. All you can do is try and just be there for them so that they know you love them, whether it's good times or bad. And I'm sure that's tough. So I think it's very commendable to be
Thank you so much,
be
Mark.
frank and honest.
So two things. One, it's nice you wanted to make sure that your boys he got a solid meal in, right? So I'm 100%.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
two, you gave him pack.
Yeah, exactly. Does it have to
Yeah,
go
it
in
was-
the dump? Does it have to go in the dumpster first to be pack tag?
Super chat.
Here we go. Patel Philippe, $11. Archie, if Mark came to Brisbane to your house, would you offer him the following? Archie's famous fried egg toast and bacon, honey from your bees, not a brass razor. I can tell you this now, Marky, you would be welcome to take a shower here. I would look after you. Seriously, if you came here, same as Clive,
Wow.
I
Can
would
I-
really love to.
Can I sleep in the
take you.
studio?
Oh, of course you can.
Is there a couch or do I just need a sleeping bag?
No, there's a new
Yeah,
table.
It's unfortunately.
Yeah, never
can't
mind.
sleep
Don't
on
worry.
top
I'll
of that
stay at
stuff.
the nearby. I'll stay at the Red Roof Inn. Don't worry about it.
Mark, if you're ever in Northern California, San Francisco area, you're more than welcome to come and stay at my place. I've got a
Mark, if you're
soft
ever in
couch.
Sydney, get a fucking hotel, okay?
Hey, listen, I've been to Sydney. Let me tell you, it's lucky thing I wasn't arrested in Sydney. I've been all over Australia, to be frank and honest. And I went to gay Mardi Gras once in Sydney.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes,
And I don't remember my hotel, but it was a really nice hotel, and I had a balcony, and I was on the 11th floor, and I committed acts of sodomy on that 11th floor balcony. So I'm just grateful that I never got arrested there.
yeah.
I've been to the Isle of Manly. I've been to Sydney Harbor. I've been to Melbourne. I went to the Melbourne Cup, which Archie, you probably
Wow.
I did. I was invited to a tent at the Melbourne Cup. I was breathalyzed on the way out. I've been to Port Douglas. I've been to Cairns. I've been all over that bloody country, and I liked it very much. I do like it.
Mark, have you ever heard of the town called Guerneville?
Never.
No.
Mm.
It's a very gay town. Like in
Hold that thought, Mike.
north of
because
San Francisco.
We've got super chats going.
you can-
Famous fried eggs, toast and bacon, honey from your bees, or not a brass razoo. You got to pick one. We haven't picked one. It's $11. You got to pick one. Archie?
I would say that, you know what? We do the famous fried egg toast and bacon. Let's do
There you
that.
go.
There we go.
Rocco sales,
Rocco
$2.
sales, $2. Would you scrub Mark's back in a loving way? Marky is I honestly I gotta be honest with you. I've known Mark for a long time, and I do count him as a really good friend. Okay, I really do. I really do. I love what I mean, Marky. How could you ever be upset with Mark? He's always.
Oh, you've done a
constantly-
good job of it over the years.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Mark.
Ross is nodding so hard his fucking head's gonna roll off the shoulders.
Well, you know what? Can I just
Since
say,
the question was asked, he hasn't stopped nodding for fuck's sake.
Emily, that close up on Ross really put me in mind of Easter and Easter eggs, and I'd like to wish a happy Passover and a happy Easter egg hunt to all of my friends.
Well, this was wishing you a happy Passover before as well.
I did. I saw that, and I said to him the only thing I know in Hebrew, which was Lashana Tova, which has nothing to do with good Pesach. That's what we say. And you got to put the ch into good Pesach. But listen, honestly, I'm a very bad Jew, and recently, because my boyfriend is Catholic, what I discovered was Easter. When I got with him, and we get like matzo balls, but you people get like chocolate.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, Passover is a bad deal. Easter rocks. Easter is much better.
Oh yeah, we get chocolate, money, all sorts of good stuff.
Chocolate eggs.
Like I get like an Easter basket filled with chocolate and bourbon every year now. So frankly,
nice.
I'm almost ready to convert. I'm not quite there. The whole
before and after chocolate bourbon.
The Jesus thing presents a minor problem to me, but other than that, I'm kind of halfway in already.
The Jesus thing presents a problem. Come on, man. Your guys were all over that scene at the time. Don't worry. Just get involved.
It's a small, but the whole, he has risen through, zombie.
Details. Don't worry. Enjoy the chocolate and the bourbon, for fuck's sake.
Anyway,
just enjoy the positive aspects of
L'chaim, and may the
Christianity
be with you and with you all.
You got to have fun. You got to have fun, and it's nice to see. It's good to see you coming on the stream more.
Who wants to hear the story of when I was baptized for a simple $10 super chat? I'm Jewish, but let me tell you about when I was forcibly, and I mean forcibly baptized. But I feel like it's worth like an aggregate of like $10.
Wow,
sure.
Bring it on! Come on, somebody do it. I want to hear this.
You got forced what?
I was forcibly baptized against my will, and I'm not kidding. This is a true story, and it's cheap. It's only $10.
Ooh, my God,
$4 super chats will do it, or $1.10. Anyway,
$10 to hear how Mark got forced. Come on.
It was like rape. It was like a baptismal rape, quite frankly.
Wow. Hang on. Just everyone hold posture for a minute. Nah, you fucked up. Yeah, I knew as soon as I put it on big screen, he's gonna lose his shit. Nah.
Here we go. We got a super chat. We got a super chat here. Patel Philippe, $5.50. Mark was baptized in Jin's vomit after a lovely fish.
That's a whole nother story, but that is not.
And we got Ken Fresno, $2. Let's hear about Mark's
We're
brizz.
close. We're very close to our tenor. We just need about another $3, so we're almost there. And then being baptized by Jin's fish and
that
wine.
was Mark's car that got baptized by the fish inside and out.
Let me just say there was enough aerosolized fish in the air to consider me to be collateral damage time.
It sucks when it gets between the window and the door though, when it gets down in that jam in there.
Well, actually, I discovered the secret on how to clean how to clean fish and stomach acid out of your headliner, in your vehicle and out of the smell. So like I have the definitive way to clean all that up. We just need another $3. Somebody give $2.99 and we got this going. Oh, I don't remember my bris, to be honest. I would have been like in the hospital, I think. My mother did not want to let the rabbi do it because she's like, he was old and had shaky hands, so she had the OBGYN guy do it. Me too, though. Because my son, I didn't want my son baptized by like some guy who like works for tips on the weekend. I wanted it. And I mean tips.
In the olden days, didn't they do a bris physically with their teeth? They bit off.
I got to tell you something.
No, I heard that.
I love you, but I don't want to hear about your childhood, to be honest.
What do you think?
It wasn't mine.
Fucking hell. That's just. And then what?
No, I thought I somewhere somehow I heard that's was the
I think
old
you're going back
fashioned
to
way.
caveman time. You got me.
Yeah, we're talking way back,
Mm.
And Anthony, yes, of course I have a
Way
PO
fucking
box.
done.
The PO box is in the description to every video I make. PO Box 299 Mount Ommaney 4074. It's in the description.
Mm.
There you go.
NATO says, yes, Mike, it's true.
I feel like I better tell the story.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell it.
So first off, like I said, I kind of got eased into the whole Easter thing by this Catholic family that, I have sort of married into. Wonderful people. And, what can I say? I'm a go along, get along kind of guy. The family wants to go to church on Easter and they want me to come with them.
You'll go.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that the stained glass doesn't explode when I walk in the building.
And you don't burst into flames and yeah.
It's all like that. I figure I'm safe. Okay, but in the meantime, COVID hits. Now, the family has created an Easter basket for me that appears every year, stuffed with goodies, including bourbon and chocolate and stuff.
Yeah.
And, but they do this ritual at the church, which I really never knew about, which was they would go to the church with all the Easter baskets, and there's this special blessing of the Easter baskets. Now, Dis doesn't know anything about this because he's a yid like me, but I didn't know. But you take the Easter baskets, you put them up on the altar, a priest comes out and sprinkles holy water and blesses the Easter baskets. Okay. But then came COVID, and the churches were all closed because they're afraid to kill people. So the first year of COVID, we literally had a drive-by blessing of the baskets. So it was a drive-through. The priest was out there with the palm leaves.
Is this the weekend priest or the full-time priest?
I really,
He's not going to know.
Once again, as a Jew, I couldn't. I think it's a real priest. I think a proper priest.
That's what he'll know. It's not his gym. He doesn't know weekend, weekday.
Well, he made a comment before and said he didn't want to be baptized by a weekend priest. He made that comment, the distinction.
No, the reality is I didn't want to be baptized at all because, I'm not renouncing my religion. I'm just trying to honor somebody else's and the family who, believes this hocus pocus. And my family.
No, but isn't it like dual citizenship then? You get put in both camps. You can get pension.
You know what? Fair point. Listen, I want my Easter ham and I want my Easter bourbon and my Easter chocolate. And once in a while.
It doesn't matter. You guaranteed either which way, you guaranteed a spot somewhere after.
Basically, you can't.
At least you're covered if it's true.
Why not hedge your bets? Listen, who among us, Jew or otherwise, hasn't crossed himself in a plane that's got a lot of turbulence?
It's like blackjack.
Yes. Actually, you know something? I said to my friend Herman before he died, he's the guy I used to feature him. I did a few videos with him. And I said, Herman, do you believe in God? He goes, Arch, I can't afford not to.
Right. There's no atheists in foxholes, as they say. Bless the Lord and pass the ammunition. So
to me, you're getting a second baptism there is kind of like blackjack. You split your hand, yeah.
I guess Forbin Colossus says there is no blessing. It must be a marketing stunt. But Forbin, I couldn't tell you. I'm a Jew lost in this world of Catholicism.
Actually, it's funny you say that, Forbin Colossus. I know the Ukrainian Catholics. They actually do bless these fucking Easter baskets.
Well, they're Orthodox. They're not, or Ukrainian Catholic. They're Orthodox.
No, Ukrainian Catholic. There's such a thing as there's Orthodox and there's Catholic. Because we're actually, my family was Catholic, Ukrainian Catholic. They weren't Orthodox, but
I'm Roman Catholic, and
basically you were hated by both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. So this family you married into, were they Roman Catholics or are they Ukrainian Catholics? Latvian?
Proper Roman Catholics. So anyway, this COVID blessing of the baskets, what you do is you load your car up with the baskets, and then the priest just kind of blesses the car and everything in the car, including except for my aunt-in-law rolls down the windows just as we're getting up to the priest, who basically has a palm leaf with a freaking hose connected to it. And he's saying prayers. So as this water is coming out of the end of the hose at high velocity, It's being blessed, which transubstantiates the water from like water into holy water. And I'm telling you, he hosed me down right through the open window. And when it hit my face, let me tell you what happened. It burned. It burned. And supposedly he was blessing my Easter basket, but I'm pretty sure I was forcibly, I was baptized by force. That's my.
You notice when Mark gets really excited, he starts barking too.
Just out of interest there, I just did a Google on it there. In many Eastern European countries, it's traditional to have a basket of food blessing on Holy Saturday.
Yes.
This Catholic ritual has been cherished for centuries among families. And another Google I did was, do Roman Catholics bless Easter baskets? Blessing of the Easter food basket on Holy Saturday is a tradition among Roman Catholics and Orthodox Christians, Central and Eastern Europeans, including Czechs, Croats, Hungarians, Lithuanians, Poles, Russians, Russians, Slovaks, Slovenians, and Ukrainians.
It's a Polish church. It's a Polish family.
Oh, there you go. So I think it's more Eastern than Roman.
Well, and also, my co-author, the monks of New Skeets are not Roman Catholic. They are, in fact, Orthodox. They are Eastern Orthodox. So,
and that Irix guy, he says he's a Catholic without a pope.
Irix guy, the tag whore, and JJ LeCoux.
Pentecostal. He said he calls himself.
They speak in tongues and handle snakes and eat raccoon instead of ham on Easter.
Those are there's some real interesting
honey glazed raccoon.
This has been quite an ecclesiastical conversation, and it has completely killed super chats. Why don't we talk about the things that the punters want to hear about?
Which is
super
not
chat now. Steer the conversation. Come on, guys, let's get this baby off the ground.
I'd like to know, Archie.
Last question posed was Speedmaster or Cartier Santos, if I'm not mistaken. And my vote is for the Santos.
Me too. Me too.
Ooh.
Me too.
As much as I love the Speedy, that Santos is a real stunner.
It's shinier.
Yeah, sparkles.
The thing is, though, every single surface on that watch is a magnet for scratches. That is the only problem. And you're not going to be able to touch up that bezel. It's going to be impossible to touch up. So,
Cartier owners are worried about little tiny hairline scratches. Get a fucking reverso, you'll see scratches.
Fair point.
That's one reason I got rid of my Panerai.
Now,
because
are these three different sizes? Are these three? So
they have medium. They have small, medium. I think you got two mediums and a large. There is what you got.
Two mediums and a large.
I must admit that rose gold one looks stunning, doesn't it?
It's a cunning stunt.
But you'd have to be wearing the proper ensemble for the rose gold to kind of go with what you're wearing. Whereas the steel ones, will work with anything, or the two-tone go with anything. Don't you think? Like the pink gold, if you're wearing the wrong color clothes, it might just not work.
I mean, if you got a rose gold Cartier,
that was an interesting story. I like your stories. You got some great stories there. Next book, can you include Archie Luxury back into the books, please?
Well, you are in the book that you don't have. You are in The Art of Training Your Dog, and as is Clive.
Yes, thank you.
Would you like to hear the passage in which you are mentioned?
No, I heard it before. I wasn't that pleased with it, but that's okay. Oh,
go get some sugar, Mikey. You're bleeding.
Sugar.
Yeah,
guys,
I gotta
what?
Go eat some sugar.
I started the show timely. I was actually saying that one of the watches that Real sings to. Oh, we got a super chat. Timely behavior. $3. Super chat. Super chat. Where have you been? Not here. Thank you. Timely. Tell me this, Timely.
Yeah.
Tell me this. What is the story? I said I was actually excited by the two-tone ceramic GMT, the original, but we did a bit of a price check at DavidSW. They've gone up. They've gone up. They're actually
Yep.
18,000 US dollars. They have gone up a long way. What's something from Watches and Wonders that you really think, shit, I'd like one of those? Anything sing out to you guys?
If I had the money, I would
Yep.
probably get the IWC. I reckon that's hot.
Oh,
So
wow.
The Ingenua.
It's too much money.
Wow.
I like the green one, but it's just stupid money.
Yeah, it is expensive. You think it'll hold? Not really. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you don't buy it brand new.
No, wait a little bit.
It is brand new. You got to wait a
There's
year.
one thing I've learned from this channel: you never buy the shit brand new.
Super chat.
Yeah. Super chat. Sirocco Sales. Mark, any tips for a luxury to last redux?
Well, not really, but he means like a part 2. But what I got to tell you is, I have read Luxury to Last, and I also read the unpublished. What is that unpublished version? Of your latest book that you sent me?
Yeah.
What is that? What was that?
Collecting luxury watches.
There we go. And I got to tell you guys, here's the problem. The Pontiff actually can write. Surprisingly, the Pontiff has got some talent at writing, which definitely surprised me. However, he gets all excited. He'll write 20,000 words and then just be over it and won't want to do any more. So he's got a discipline problem, but he's a good writer.
Thank you.
I urge you.
It means a lot coming from yourself there, who's quite good in the business. You're doing very well in the business.
Well, honestly, here's the secret that I learned, and I learned it from a monk, which was when you have writer's block and you can't write, that's a discipline problem. It's not a writing problem. It's ass in chair time. So what I've learned is to quit making excuses, and when I don't want to write, to just sit down and do it. That's all.
Wow.
We get 3 to 6 hours of ass and chair time a day, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Listen, Timely, that's a beautiful watch that you have up on the screen. The problem is it's like 12 grand. That's a problem. But
you wait for some other sucker to buy it, drop the dollars, and then you buy it from him.
Here we go. Patel Philippe, $5.50. Powie was often Eye of the Tiger Rolex.
Ooh.
Arch, do you think this is a good choice for the most flamboyant punter in the Archie-verse?
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's expensive. It's not cheap.
But it's super flippable.
You need to have a certain amount of money. I'll just be back in one moment there.
That Eye of the Tiger is worth maxing out every credit card and taking a homeowner's loan on, because your return on investment is going to be worth it.
The Eye of the Tiger.
What about that Ingy? At what point are you a buyer on that watch?
On what? Oh, the IWC.
Yeah, that green one.
Look, I don't know. You'd have to see what they land on secondhand, but I wouldn't mind it. It's a beautiful piece, but it'd have to be something like the green. The silver, the black, the white. It's a bit boring, but that green's on point.
Best guess. Give me a number.
I don't know. What are they at the moment? What are they retailing?
12. It's 12.
12 US, but yeah.
Yeah, but then it's got like
that's like 15, 16 Aussie. I don't know. I'll probably be in for about, 10 Aussie, 12 Aussie?
I'm a buyer at 7,500 US. Alexa, how much is $10,000 Australian?
Holy shit, this is not cheap. Eye of the Tiger. This is like how much is this?
Don't know.
This is like $100,000.
It's 100, but it's flippable for like about 200.
Don't know. Auction sold. I'll have a look soon. There we go. 97,500 pounds was the winning bid. For fuck's sake.
The problem is, you offered one of these, right? How the hell would you? What would you do, Timely? Seriously, could you even pay the bill on that?
Nah. If I bought this, it's because I had someone else lined up to pay more, and I would buy it and sell it straight to them.
I couldn't even. I don't even have access to funds that could cover that. Do you?
How much is a kidney?
Yeah, but I'd have to HELOC and shit and all this. Nah, it's too much.
How many children do you have, and what's a kidney worth?
two kids, and a kidney's about $5 grand each. It's not. I won't make it that way.
You're not even.
I've already done the math. At
know,
best, with the kids, I'm getting a Pepsi or a rupee. That's
you know, if you give up a liver lobe, it grows back again. And if you got 2 kids, that's 3 of them.
True.
Which means your wife, you know, and you know, you got to work.
Yeah. No, don't worry, I know that.
Holy shit! Look at that.
Yeah, it's something.
I'd like to.
Can you even use this fucking thing? Like I don't.
Honestly, Rolex figures out how to sell you something on a rubber strap for $100,000. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Would you
Archie,
seriously? Yeah.
Do you think people should buy this?
Look, it's not for me to. I kind of like it, but I mean, how much money? I'll be honest with you. I find it very hard to pay for something over $30,000. Do you have money like that?
Let's ask 2015 Archie. Should you do this?
Of course you should. Look, it is a very valuable watch. These are super expensive. The other problem is, how do you find a buyer at 200 for it then? Like, it's one thing to say it's worth 200. Well, do you go to Cove? They're not going to pay that much for it.
What, for it to sit in the shop window for the next?
You mean you'd have to consign it, wouldn't you?
You would.
DavidSW.
I mean, the thing is, yeah, I tend to agree with NATO. You can't even use it, can you? Really? You know, you.
It's not designed to be used. It's designed to be, hey, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm a trillionaire.
Yeah.
Right?
Fair point. You're right. It is designed to.
It's designed for bling, not for. You want to time something, you buy a Speedmaster, right?
Yes. No,
You're
fair
not buying
point.
these.
Are those diamonds on the inside too?
It's diamonds everywhere, yeah.
Super Jack.
Okay.
Patel Philippe. Here we go. Patel Philippe. $11.
Here we go.
Archie, the lads have started discussions for the Brisbane trip and are considering dinner at the following: Tattersalls, Brisbane Club, Queensland Club. Which one will you attend and pick up the tab? I'll be honest with you there,
Right.
Tan. I wouldn't be picking up any tabs except my own tab.
Maybe at the Vietnamese.
Yeah, sorry, go. Go, Mark. Yeah, I was going to say the Vietnamese
And these
place
clubs,
around the corner.
you can't get in unless you are a member. I'm not a member of any of these clubs.
I wouldn't be a member of any club that would have me as a member, but I will buy Archie dinner at any one of those.
Archie's not even a member of the handbag fucking group. They kicked him out, remember?
That's right. Exactly.
Please.
I'm not a member of nothing.
You've also been thrown out of the alumni of Oxley State High group on Facebook.
Exactly. Exactly.
Let me tell you why Archie was kicked out of that. Because he invited me and Clyde and a lot of other people, a lot of the other punters. He put us in and what we did was we just trolled them. We trolled them relentlessly. And, you know, we constantly asked them, like, why do you not honor your most famous son, Archie Luxury Jr., and until they finally threw us all out, you know?
They're about to send out the invites to the reunion and realize that one of them two of them had to go all the way to the States. They're like, what the fuck's going on here?
Well, plus Archie was trolling this one guy for trying to kill himself by jumping out of a basement window. And I don't know what happened there, but he was a little special. And eventually they thought we were bullying him. Super chat.
Thank you so much there. We've got a super chat from Patel Philippe, $5.50. Jin has reciprocal member at these places and has already contacted them. The question is, after attending, would you try to apply? Not interested. Not interested. And Sirocco Sales says, Jimmy's on the mall. Nothing wrong with Jimmy's on the mall. I love Jimmy's on the mall.
What's a Jimmy's on the mall?
It's a restaurant. It's a restaurant.
You have a
nice
chips place somewhere there.
It's a
Brisbane?
little bit expensive. It's not super cheap, but it's nice.
I love a crumb fish and chips shop myself, and somewhere in Aussie.
Oh man, got the best fish and chips in the world right near my house.
Now you don't. You know, Arthur Treacher's doesn't count. You really have to go to Australia You get fresh sea fish.
True. No, there's nothing better than fresh fish that hasn't even been refrigerated, like
Fresh.
caught right out of the ocean.
Ours
My
is-
family, we go big game fishing about every 4 or 5 years, and we catch well, the billfish we let go, but we catch dorado or dolphin fish or mahi mahi. It's called. We catch amberjack.
You know what? On the Great Barrier
Tuna.
Reef, in the Great Barrier Reef there in Australia, I caught coral trout. Archie, do you like a coral trout or a barramundi?
I love coral. Coral trout is amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
A
it's
lot of the fish we get here in Australia is product of Vietnam, though.
Mm.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Yes, it is.
So how fresh,
It
really?
is.
How do you feel about bugs, you Australians?
I love
them.
Moreton Bay bugs. Bugs are
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah,
You love
I love
bugs?
Yeah, I like them a lot.
Oh man.
I also went into the mountains right above Melbourne where they have all the vineyards and wineries and stayed up in there and had bugs and white wine right out of the barrel and just amazing places.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not a big bug fan.
Well, you would be if you had these. They're like baby.
Oh no, they're amazing. They're
They're like baby
amazing.
lobsters. They're like little weird looking lobsters.
Yeah, like baby lobsters. That's exactly it.
Well, I know everything over in Australia and New Zealand, bug wise, is jumbo.
Designed to kill you. But the bug
Yeah.
is kind of like a seafood thing, and it's like sort of like a living lobster tail. There's no body. There's just a tail, and it's a bizarre little thing, but they're just very much like lobster. Anyway, I was just glad I didn't get arrested in Aussie for committing atrocities in public, but I liked it there a whole lot. To me, Australia seemed like a weird combination of America and England.
What year
Yep.
did you come? What year did you come
I've
to?
been twice. I went the first time in the like in 87, 88. And
Yeah.
then the second time I went like 98, 99.
Ah, okay,
It's been a
gotcha.
good long minute, but the last time I went, right around, I guess it was 2000. It was been around 2000. And I also went to spend a couple of weeks in New Zealand, which I loved. I liked that real well too.
Yeah. How did you find New Zealand?
I mean, New Zealand is a place that has more sheep than people. So although it's incredibly beautiful, it is very beautiful, but 2 weeks is plenty.
It's
Because
expensive as well.
very pricey, very beautiful. The food's amazing. People are terrific, but I feel like, in 2 weeks you've done it all and you're ready to get out of there. But I went fishing on a lake called Rotorua, which is a giant freshwater lake. We caught lake trout that were like 3 feet long, almost like easily for real, like 2.5 feet long, and basically they were hitting jigs and spoons. You didn't even need bait; they were just banging these jigs and spoons, and we sushied them right on the boat. I mean, just like the seafood in your end of the world is just spectacular.
Yes, you're right there. They have some amazing seafood. It's 100% right.
And I like fishing. I was raised up on my dad always had a 30, 35 foot boat. So I was sort of raised on the Atlantic Ocean deep sea fishing.
Come on, Archie, you're gonna love this one. Frank B.
Yes, sir. Here we go. Frank B. Rooted Rotor Lake.
Rotorua, guys, look it up.
Rotorua. That's right.
Giant freshwater lake, not too crazy far from Auckland. And the crazy thing to me was you didn't even need bait. You just basically needed.
Nah, you just throw it out there and they'll jump on it. Yeah.
Anything shiny, they would just like jump all over it. And then, in fact, I went fishing right off the Great Barrier Reef where they didn't even give us rods. They didn't give us reels. They didn't give us bait. They gave us these big spools of monofilament, and they had big hooks, just big silver hooks, and a sinker on there, and a glove. And gloves, and all you did was throw them over the side of the boat. The sinker would take it down, and then the fish were hitting them like crazy.
Hand line,
and then hand line, and then just hand by hand, hand over hand, you bring them in. But as you're bringing the fish in, the sharks are following them up and eating most. We didn't land a lot of heads. We landed a lot of heads because the sharks ate them all. And but we landed a few coral trout that were like mostly intact. Then they start the engine. They drive you like 15 minutes and throw you like snorkels and tell you to just like jump in the water. And I'm like, holy fuck, are you kidding? I've just seen like every color, shape, and size of shark. And we're only 15 minutes away, and now you want us to jump in the water. Like, I'm not doing it. And they're like, oh, no, mate, what it is you were on the ocean side of the reef, and now you're on the beach side of the reef, and the big sharks won't cross. They're afraid. And
Ross, Rachel, Brady, I love y'all. Y'all.
Love y'all.
Wow. Love y'all. We love you too. Get better. Smile. Hope we cheered you up a little bit. We got a few laughs in.
Exactly.
Don't worry, man. There's plenty of women out there. Trust me. If you're getting, like that over a woman, no, trust me. Don't worry about it. All good. Mark agrees.
I believe the vagina is the root of all evil. That's all I've got to say about that.
100% there. It's no, it's
messaging matters. Archie, please feel free to jump in anytime.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I can get a little long-winded from time to time.
Yes. That's okay. It's
Mikey,
I got
you
it.
okay? Mikey?
Is he okay? Was he?
I don't know. He's all right. He was just
He's okay.
the way you must have been typing or something down. He had his head down. I was wondering.
Yes, I'm totally fine. I was just typing something on the other.
Oh, good. I thought maybe the sugar or something happened or whatever, and you're just fucking starting to go a bit.
I thought he was watching porn.
Oh, that could have been that.
No, Shirako pointed out that dolphin fish or mahi-mahi is not necessarily big game, but when we go out big game fishing, we're out to catch whatever we can catch, and we're there for marlin and sailfish, and but there's amberjack, there's big tuna, there's lots of different fish, and dolphin fish included, and but we still call it big game fishing because ultimately, there's every chance that you could hook into a decent sized marlin and be in for a couple-hour fight.
Strap yourself in.
Yeah, it's when you put your strap on.
I've never been out for marlin, but my dad has a big mounted sailfish on his wall. It's about probably 5 feet long. It's huge.
Yeah. Biggest fish I've ever caught was a sailfish. It was 110 pounds. It was about 5 or 6 feet long as well.
How long did it take you to land that?
About 45 minutes.
Yes. Wow.
See, I don't get that, right? So a stick of dynamite, the shockwave will fucking kill them. I'll just go float to the top, you go and just grab them.
It's not very
an operation here, man. 45 minutes.
Timely. That's your dating technique, but it's not fair game when you're fishing.
Look, I reckon it works both ways, to be honest.
The craziest thing was when I was pulling in this sailfish, biggest fish of my life. The boat drove over either a whale shark or a marlin that was one of the old, like old school 20-foot long marlins. It was bigger than the boat. It was longer than the boat we were on, and I was kind of like, look down there, and I basically lost all interest in my.
You went marlin fishing on a boat that was smaller than 20 feet long?
Yeah, we call it a ponga.
And you can see him at the helm, right? He flicks the steering and, there she is, man the torpedoes.
Hold on. There's a problem with this story because you do not want to go a half a mile or a mile offshore in a boat that's less than 20 feet long. It's basically a rowboat.
So you
Pretty much. When we go to Baja and we go big game fishing, we all hop on to what's called I think it's a small boat. It's probably close to 15, 20 feet long. It's got a little outboard. There's no life jackets. You just hop on.
No life jackets. Sign me up.
No, not in Baja, man. And they don't.
I don't know, man. I don't know. 15-foot long boat. Come on. It's just a small. It's like a big rowboat. It's open. Sometimes they have a canopy, for the shade. Hey, amigo, we're gonna take you out on this boat and you're gonna die.
You ever get the feeling that he's just he's gonna end up like that guy? What is it, the Man in the Sea or some shit?
Old Man in the Sea. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
No, my brother hooked a marlin on one of those small boats, and it literally towed the boat around for a while.
That is exactly what happened in Old Man in the Sea.
Yeah. Well,
But then the sharks got to it
with
and
the
fucked up the
billfish,
catch.
we don't take them because they're not endangered, but we don't necessarily need to like bring in every billfish that we catch. So all we need to do is
Can you eat them? Can you eat
Oh, they're
billfish?
delicious.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely. Have you ever had swordfish? I mean, it's delicious.
Swordfish
But-
are not like, on the extinct list, but they're definitely depleted because
Yeah.
of those boats that go out this factory fishing. They do line fishing.
Yeah, the long liners.
Yeah,
One of the
they'll
most
throw out like
one of the
200
heavily
lines.
armed of the fish is one of the most going towards being endangered.
I love swordfish steaks, but I won't eat them anymore. And most responsible chefs won't put them on the menu.
Yeah. When we're fishing and we catch a billfish, if you touch the leader, which is like the last 20 feet or so, 10, 20 feet, that's considered a catch. And then you usually just cut the line and let them go. You don't even bring them in the boat.
So you cut the line and they go out there with a piece of steel still in their mouth, yeah?
Yeah, the hook just rusts off in a few days. It's no big deal.
You
To
sure?
you. To them,
Yes,
it's a fucking hook in their
very
mouth.
sure.
That's why I use stainless.
The hook rusts off in a couple days. What the fuck?
Mark uses stainless, so his fish is fucked. He's got this hook. For
I use 904L
Yes.
904L fishing gear.
Mark's just giving him fucking jewelry.
You know what? I use like a 40 millimeter Submariner as a sinker.
Yeah, there you go. That'd make a great lure.
My God, that's crazy.
It would, honestly.
Rocco says then they get rust poisoning.
I'd like to
By the
know.
way, this fish is fucked. Let's be honest, right? After you've gotten to it,
Archie, ever been fishing? Deep sea fishing?
Yes. I have been.
Tell us.
Mainly fishing on a bridge or a jetty.
Yeah, no, that's not deep sea fishing. That's basically
land fishing.
I don't have the equipment. I don't have the equipment.
What that means is your father left you when you were a child, so he could, get a couple free hours.
Hey, son, you stay here and fish. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and he leaves you with a cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you like fishing yourself? Do you like gutting your fish? That's always been.
No big deal.
I used to be a chef. It's nothing. It's easy. You just make an incision, pull it all out. Happy days. Come on.
Yeah, totally. Scoop
I hate scaling the fucking things because they go everywhere. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yes. What's your favorite fish to cook, Timely?
To be honest, I like a lot of snapper or barra. They're very
barramundi.
You can do a lot with it.
What do you think of mullet? Mullet, it's the oily fish.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. Gross.
Why is it nasty? Why do you say it's nasty?
It's very fishy, and you got to soak it in milk, or you're going to smell like you have a yeast infection down there.
Some of the best tasting fish ever, if eaten fresh, is mahi.
Very good. Very, very good.
Dolphin fish or dorado.
It's great.
It's all the same fish. It depends on where you're at as far as
in
what
our
they
country.
call it.
Cod is very popular. Cod, cod.
Yeah, cod's delicious. That's what they use for
cold water fish, and I don't think you have.
Yeah, it is.
Cod's a cold water fish, Archie, and you don't really have a whole lot of cod. What the best fish that you have are, in my personal opinion, coral trout and barramundi. Barramundi is a freshwater fish, right? And
that is nice.
Yes.
Coral trout is a saltwater fish, but they're both really, really wonderful.
But don't. That's warm water out where. So you've got the marlin and all the big fish out there as well.
That listen, the barramundi for the Americans is very similar to pike, or if you're in Spain,
lots of teeth.
Pike or merluza, but it's very, very. It's a pike-like fish. It's a long, lean, fast fish. It's a hunter predator fish, but it's
very, very eel-like.
Delicate white flesh, really beautiful.
Nice. One of the funnest fish to fish for is what's the name of it? Shit. Now I forget. Space the name.
Tell you what, on the Atlantic, You're on
It's
the
the
Pacific, but on the Atlantic it would be striped bass, stripers.
Look,
Oh,
if
sure,
we
sure.
organized an Archie luxury fishing trip, it would be on a leaking concrete fucking boat. We would get out there,
Be on a
trawl
bridge.
for probably 3 or 4 hours, bring in nothing but fucking boots and seaweed, and then
Be
get
on a
stuck on a
bridge.
reef.
Bridge over a canal.
The boat would capsize. We would all abandon ship, and Sirocco would be left there holding onto the side. That's the trip right there.
Tingo ate my baby. How about the that movie that was made about the Americans that were like abandoned by the Australian snorkeling boat and they got eaten by sharks?
Oh,
Fish got eaten too.
And that really happened, and they made a movie about it a few years ago.
yeah, that's pretty
Wow.
fucking bad. How they were. Yeah, that's fucking terrible. That is.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I thought they normally count that shit. Don't you count that shit?
Well, they fucked up their count and they left these two behind. You know,
Every rescue ship and an airplane and helicopter now have a built-in abacus, so they can make sure they have the right amount of people.
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate?
Exactly.
How many
right,
red
you're
beads
right.
was that to the left again? Oh no, hang on, we're short a couple of people. Quick, we're gonna go back. Okay.
Hey, they're Americans. No worries. Let's go.
God, I can't
So-
think of the name of fish that I'm thinking of.
Fishing is just as toxic as car talk, as fountain
Okay.
pens, as fucking everything else by the looks of it. So
Hmm.
just putting it out there.
Hmm.
All right. Well, let's talk watches.
Well, we've tried that a few times, but we digress today. Archie, bring up a topic, man.
Sir, bring up a topic. I tell you what, what's the best Rolex to wear when you fishing?
Submariner. How could you?
Submariner. Yeah.
Submariner? What do you think? Or deep sea?
Or deep sea.
James Cameron.
James
edition.
Cameron. That'd be pretty good there.
If I'm
Right
using
there,
it for a
baby.
sinker, if I'm using it for a sinker, that new big weapon that they brought out. If I'm using it to time something, probably the sub.
And I gotta
I was just gonna say I have gone big game fishing multiple times with my Submariner, saltwater, dove, went swimming, whole 9 yards. Handled it without issue. Just
Well-
rinsed it off with the water when we got back, and
It's only good for 300 meters, Mikey. I'm sure you were.
yeah. Well, it was a short distance down to the bathoscope, so then they lower you down to the deeps where the big giant squid reside. They do night fishing for squid. That's
Interesting.
really crazy.
You know
I
what?
love
I was-
calamari. Speaking of squids, I love
listen,
calamari, don't you?
I was 20 years old
Oh yeah.
before I realized that people actually eat squid, because I was raised on a deep sea boat out in Barnegat Bay, New Jersey, Atlantic Ocean, and we used it for bait. I never knew that people actually eat it till I went to Europe. And
Deep
then
sea fishing watch right here.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Oh, look at that.
Flow
So
prof.
what is this? This is I haven't seen this
Photograph.
color combination.
Flow
I
prof.
haven't seen this color. Like, what is this color? This is
Oh, me-
gray.
Directly on their website, it's genuine.
No. I'm just saying the color. The color is that steel? Just
color.
I think so. This is just I don't know. I just opened the page to change the subject.
Anybody worn one of
400
those?
meters.
I tried it on in Mexico City. They offered me, but it was
Yeah,
like
they offered
what?
They offered you what?
A discount, but it was a little too massive for me.
Yeah, I tried one on too. and
Titanium.
It was big. It was even big for me.
Okay.
And
Are they
you're-
all titanium?
Yeah. Hmm.
The
They
new
used to
one's
be steel.
titanium.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, they
the
used to
new
be
one.
steel.
The new one is titanium. Yeah, because the one
What's
I
the
tried
new
on,
one?
I think, was steel. But he was huge. I mean, you think?
Okay, ready? 1970 steel. 2016 titanium.
Look at the titanium. Looks whiter than the old steel.
They actually had some steel even a couple years ago. So this is the 2016. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, Flow Prof is a very cool watch, man.
It's even designed for divers. There you go. See, when you go your deep sea fishing. Ah, two-tone. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Wow.
That is actually quite nice. That
Two-tone on
I like
mesh.
the shark mesh. Yeah, it's a
Man.
shame Rolex never did shark mesh. Don't you think?
They'll never do it.
Yes, I do. Shark Mesh is very cool looking.
Because they've got their oyster. That's their answer, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, Doxa makes their beads of rice
Yeah, it's very
bracelet,
very good.
Rice is very good with fish.
Mm.
and
I got two Doxa.
that's a
both
cool
on-
look.
both on beads of rice. But you know what? I don't think Doxa. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Doxa does not make their own bracelets. I think those are coming out of the Far East, to be honest. But they do buy nice quality ones.
Probably. You know, they started out as a $25 cheapo watch and worked their way up to a semi-luxury.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking big piece of steel, isn't it?
They kind of
Yeah.
started the orange dial thing, the orange dial trend, though.
They did. That is an
Start
impressive.
saying they did a mesh bracelet on the day date.
I don't think so.
I think he's just probably shit stirring.
I think I know what he's talking about. He could be right, actually.
See?
Pull it up.
I'm looking. He's got me looking. Hub's got me looking. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
look,
fucking
some weird
the
shit from
general with the win again. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
Pulling it up here, Arch. Pulling it up, Arch.
Pull it up. Pull it up. Here we go.
Is that
This was in the
factory-
70s. This is
that-
70s.
it's a factory.
Oh, yeah. Look at
Thing.
that.
General side with the win.
Well, what the fuck is that?
That's kind of it's a real distinct bracelet.
That
Interesting.
looks like you should be a used car salesman or a funeral director to wear that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Or both.
Yeah.
It's kind of hideous. It's not quite shark mesh, but yeah, it is something along the lines.
Yeah, it's meshy.
Sort of like lizard skin done in metal.
Yeah. Something different.
Awful.
What about a mesh dial?
It's sort of busy.
Yeah. Kind of zigzaggy. Charlie Brown.
Get a little high and just stare at your watch hour after hour.
Put it on a watch winder and you get hypnotized.
See, now that's a man talking from experience, Mark. So you're just having a crack like shot in the dark, but fucking he knows.
I never inhaled.
No, you never smoked pot before?
Well, once or twice, to be honest with you, but I'm not a big fan.
No. Why am I here sometimes?
I'm not.
I've
a big,
never actually smoked pot in my life. I've never.
honestly, it
never-
fucks me up. I'm not a fan.
Everybody should take mushrooms once in their life and at least smoke pot at least once in their life. And I don't mean like the first time they've ever tried it, smoke a whole joint, because then you'll go through the whole anxiety attack and I don't like how this feels thing. You got to just take a little micro puff and work your way up throughout the day to where you can take full size puffs, because if you overdo pot and you're not a pot smoker, you will have an anxiety attack and you'll feel very uncomfortable and you won't have fun. So you got to start out real slow with it, but by the end of a day or two, if you carry on with smoking throughout the day, like once in the morning and once in the evening, just little puffs, like half the size of a cigarette drag, and just blow it out really quickly. You'll be
But
fine.
just-
You'll catch a little
Just,
buzz.
I'd like to say that here on the Archie Luxury program, we do not condone the use of drugs
Exactly.
in any way, shape, or
Exactly.
form. YouTube, just putting it out there so you don't fucking strike us. But
Sure. Okay.
So I got to tell you, this watch here, this was when Rolex was really saying you could put many different bracelets. They had bracelets. This is bark. Jesus, this is dated. It's really dated. This.
I Oh, come on, Arch. Tell us how you really feel about it.
Yeah, it's kind of. I don't know. I never really liked the bark. Did you like the bark finish?
No, not at all.
No,
When
yeah.
Mr. GMT was buying his day, he was sending them to me just to, like pictures and things to have a look, just to help validate what he's buying. And some of them had the bark, and I was like, nah, man, that's vicious, nasty, fucking ugly.
See here, you can't really add extra links to it with this type of bracelet, can you?
No, it is what it is.
You've seen these bracelets, haven't you? How did in the day you could cut them, but you could never add more to them easily.
You can shorten them, but you can never add.
And that's the
And
problem.
even
People,
shortening them is a mission too. Like, you want to really do a good job.
yes, yes.
I don't like the bark.
No, no.
What do you? Is bark the model?
See,
What are you
see that's an
referring to?
1803. That just go back there. It's
Yeah.
an 1803.
See the bezel?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you show the bezel again?
See the bezel? See the finish? It's a
Oh.
bark finish.
They call that bark. Okay. Thank you.
Timely is such a buzzkill. I'm just trying to fit in with the rest of the panel at the moment.
No
man, you know?
way. Come on, man.
We're all just trying to be one big happy family here in Sinkumbaya, Meeple.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. No. That's exactly it. There. It's
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of it.
no, not a fan at all.
Or
man.
maybe I should say I'm a really big fan of this watch because I really want Meeple to be happy. I love it. I think it's great.
Well, the mesh sure works on a Ploprof really well.
Yes.
Yes.
Come on, we need to get this show.
Didn't
We're at a fuel.
Breitling,
We're fucking in the middle of the runway. There's planes wanting to land here. They're circling. What's going on?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes, we gotta get
Breitling
this
make
baby.
a mesh bracelet as well?
Yes, the Super Ocean uses a lot of their Breitlings use it. Tell me
Yeah.
this, guys. What are you yearning for? Sorry, we got Patel Philippe. Here we go. We got
Oh,
Patel
fuck
saving
that.
the day. $5.50. Archie, what's your favorite bark? Chocolate, Rolex finish, and Jack. Ha ha ha. What's bark chocolate?
He's referring to the bark finish on the old president bracelets.
I know they're called bark chocolate. Bark chocolate.
Bark chocolate is chocolate kind of made like broken up into chunks, flat chunks that looks kind of like chunks of bark.
It's textured.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So do you like
Yeah.
bark finished chocolate?
We
Bark
never
finished
really had
Rolex?
that in Australia. You know, I got to tell you this. This is actually we never had bark chocolate in Australia. We had space food sticks, but we never had bark chocolate. Was never a big seller. You know, look at this. Timely, we've been deprived. Look at this.
You had something that we didn't have, though.
Yeah, I know. I was just looking at it then as well.
Got drop bears and kangaroos.
Something that you have that we do not have, and we are deprived, and you are not, is the Tam Tam. Americans don't know- Americans don't know about the Tim. No American has ever bitten off both corners of a Tim Tam and then sucked milk right through it. No
Tim Tam is a biscuit. Tam Tam is someone in Bangkok there that you visit
First
in the
off,
4 floors.
we don't even call it a biscuit, Timely. We call them cookies.
Well, this is a biscuit, right?
No,
Because it's
it's not. It's a
Australian. So
cookie.
just
It's a cookie. If you say biscuit to an American, we're thinking of biscuits and gravy, which is like a
that's
bread.
fucking bread. This is a biscuit.
It's a cookie.
No, that's why you guys are asked about. I'm sorry, you don't understand what a biscuit and a cookie is.
It's a bloody cookie, just so you know.
Kiste son biscuit, manaya. All right,
Anyway, it's
this
a cookie,
is
guys.
Biscuit is flour and
Back me up.
water.
That's right.
That's it.
This is a cookie. Wouldn't you agree with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, these
so
are
with-
cookies. That's
with
right.
with the Tim Tam cookie, you just nip off, like a corner at each end of the thing, dunk it
All right.
into milk, and suck it through like it was a straw. And then the entire guts of the thing becomes mush, and you can just eat it. And it's better than, you can't dunk that, but you can suck milk up through it. And I
Yeah,
only know
let's have a quick look here for a second.
but we don't have them, and they are wonderful.
Aren't
The
it?
closest we have,
Tim
guys, is an Oreo, but it's really not the same thing.
See, look.
Oreos.
Category links. Biscuits, fuckers. Biscuits.
Yeah. Welcome
On
to
the
America.
packet, it says biscuits.
Welcome
Look,
to welcome
20
to
biscuits.
America.
We make these, not you. We make them. Therefore, they're a fucking biscuit.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do you like
you
biscuits?
can
Do
have
like
them.
biscuits. Do you like biscuits?
These are the same bloody people that eat yeast infections on toast.
Jesus, not
Yeah.
me. I don't eat
Oh
that.
my
very
god,
much.
what is that
Sorry.
terrible stuff?
Ugh.
What's that stuff
I
called?
mean, what you people eat for breakfast, we give antibiotics for that.
Yeah.
Well, this is true.
Mm.
What it's not
Anyway,
Nutella.
those things are delicious. I wish we had those. Those are wonderful.
Nutella is really good. That's like
Nutella,
chocolate
that's
peanut.
right.
That's like
Yes.
chocolate peanut butter.
It's
You guys have that?
hazelnuts. It's very good. I think it's Italian though. It's not Aussie.
You guys have that?
Okay.
I think it's
Oh,
wonderful.
we got
Yes,
Rob Filmer.
yes.
Rob Filmer says we have Tim Tam at Target now.
I got to get over to Target then. Super chat.
You guys have this,
ABC, £2. A biscuit snaps, a cookie bends, Paul Hollywood.
I love Paul Hollywood, but he's a Brit. He wouldn't know about American cookies.
Yeah, American cookies can be either or. You
That's
get
right.
soft cookies and or crunchy.
That's right.
Even Italians call it biscuits. Okay? Biscotti.
Mm.
Come on. We don't call it fucking cookies. Please.
Yes.
Listen,
Biscotti does
That's right.
biscotti mean twice baked?
Whatever you're calling it, I'm eating it. I don't really care what it's called. I don't have a dog in that fight, but I'll tell you what, they're freaking good. Those Tim Tams are good.
Yeah.
If you got a Target near you guys, head over to the international section, pick up Tim Tams, but you don't just eat them regular. You can't just bite them. You got to bite off one end and then bite off the other end, just a corner, and then dunk it into the milk and then suck it. And trust me, it's an experience.
What's that horrible yeast shit that they
Vegemite.
That's your ex-wife.
Vegemite. Oh yeah, that stuff is just like
Or your
like
ex-girlfriend.
bottled barf.
Mm.
So we went from going through Patek and Rolex websites, now I'm going through fucking Woolworths websites.
Mm.
Yes.
You know, Woolworths was an American brand. When I was a kid, it was everywhere, and they were 5 and dime stores. They were like general stores. We don't have them anymore. They went bankrupt here. They're gone. But I know that you have them as grocery stores, don't you?
Yeah, actually, it's funny thing is we've got some different. Okay, there was Woolworths in the United Kingdom. There was Woolworths in America, and there was Woolworths in Australia, which Woolworths in Australia is one of our largest publicly listed companies. It's a very big, successful company. And the funny thing is that, you know, that Barbara Hutton was the Woolworths heir. Remember Barbara Hutton?
Yep.
The richest, poor little rich.
FW Woolworths. Here, and I believe it was an American company originally, and it was started as what we call a general merchandise 5 and dime. Everything in the store cost either 5 cents or 10 cents.
Yes,
and,
yes.
When I was a kid, they were a very fun store. They were sort of like mini Walmarts. They had like a lot of general merchandise.
Our Woolworths was more of a grocery store.
That's right, but
it's
not in this country. Although they were famous also for having a luncheonette counter, so you could get like sandwiches and ice cream in them. And they were the scene of some of the early civil rights protests here in this country.
What do you use for groceries in America? You got Whole Foods. That's one brand.
We have a lot. We have A&P. We have Jewel. We have Dominic's. We have Ralph's. We have Kroger's. We have the Piggly Wiggly. They're kind of a little regional, so it depends on what part of the country you're in.
I think Ralph's
all this shit we've never heard of.
Safeway is.
I must admit, Timely, one of the things I did enjoy in America was actually looking at their supermarkets.
They're big. They're very big.
So hang on. Let's rewind the tape there. You went all the way to fucking the United States of America to go look inside supermarkets.
I wanted to make sure I had a look at a Walmart.
You can
I went
do
there
that
with
now.
Mr. Zoso.
Impressive, aren't they?
Mm.
Yeah. Back in the day, though, Woolworths was probably one of the largest buildings in my town, and they were kind of a high-end luxury store, if I remember
Well,
correctly.
you must have come from some town if Woolworths was the luxury store, because it was
shit.
like the dollar store everywhere else.
I'm
maybe
guessing
maybe
the
I'm not remembering correctly. I just remember
town-
it was a huge building,
the town
multi-story.
anthem sounds something like this. Ding 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 ding.
Remember J.C. Penney?
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding.
Hey, J.C. Penney was a mid-level department store. It was miles above Woolworths. Woolworths was sort of like in the vein of Kmart, only not as upscale.
Oh, okay. I know J.C. Penney was on the same level as, like, let's say Macy's.
You don't
Yeah.
have Kmart
Yeah,
anymore, do you?
yeah.
Do you have Kmart?
Monkey. No, Kmart's are long gone from this country.
Archie, we almost
we
don't
had
have
a
fucking
Kmart.
Kmart anymore. It's not going that great.
Kmart burned in the same fire that burnt my house.
Kmart was so
In my
popular
town.
in the 80s. You know that
That's
in the
right.
80s it was
Mikey.
so
Mikey, did you park the Pantera inside the Kmart?
No.
Thank you,
I-
Barry.
It was safely parked in my mother's house that was miraculously saved from the fire. There was fire to the right and fire to the left, but
That's a song.
our little area
Man
stayed
Lux.
free of fire.
Man Lux.
But I'm
awesome.
stuck in the middle with you. Van Lux, awesome watch talk. I
Now,
like it.
you remember Alex saying that he thought that the Santos movement was a little subpar. And that
Super
was
chat.
a comment he made about the Santos.
Super chat. We got a super chat. Patel Philippe. Mark shuns everyone who even mentions the name Woodfield Mall and only frequents Oakbrook. Mark can't be seen in Schaumburg.
I was
Explain that.
I was at the Woodfield Mall at the Rolex AD there like less than a week ago. So,
Okay, what does all that mean?
well, Patel is talking about a mall not too far from me, about 40 minutes away, that is not super high class. I would call it a B plus mall, and he's referring to the A plus mall in the Richie Rich neighborhood that he frequents. He's
okay.
in.
Context is everything.
Patel has some family not too far from me, but he never manages to call me when he's in town visiting. What's up with that? At least we didn't.
How does that make you feel? How does it make you feel, Mark?
I feel like he's got, a boner against gay Jews. That's what it is.
Ooh, yeah, you pulled that card out, did you?
Well, let's just get right down to it. Patel, I feel like, we should, we've been bonding for years over the Cardinals WhatsApp. I feel like it's time we consummated this, this relationship. Don't worry, I can cheat on Jin. It's okay. He'll let me.
Ooh.
Jin and I just had a date. Where did we go? We went to Malaysian food. It was really good. It was beautiful food. Really good.
I can't wait to get over to Thailand sometime.
It's possible. Thailand is a trip. Oh my God. Great food, beautiful people, beaches. Thailand is amazing. Just amazing.
4 floors.
That's Singapore.
Sorry.
Just remember the 3-day rule, people.
Just trying to contribute,
Yes, no, that's cool. That's cool. I upvote, guys. It's time to do some upvotes. Let's get some upvotes happening now.
You know what? I think it's time, Mikey. We have to play it.
Hey, everybody. It's time to upvote. Woo! Look, I can even do it. Watch. There. It was that easy. All I needed to do is to upvote. That's all you need to do. It doesn't even take a wiggle of your finger or even just a wiggle of one of my teeth here to upvote. Just do it.
Beautiful stuff.
That needs music.
That's right,
shit.
fuckers. You gotta upvote. Just do it. Just push that button. Beep. See, I just did it. It was that easy. Come on, everybody. Upvote. Let's do it. We can hold hands and do it and sing Kumbaya.
Super chat.
Upvote at the same time.
Here we
Super
go.
chat.
Patel Philippe, $5.50. I would not fill up on meatballs at Fogo de Chao if Mark invited me out. P.S. Last time I was there, Mark went out of town on purpose.
Oh, that's true. I did. I cannot lie. What he's referring to is when I took Jin to a Brazilian steakhouse and Jin was surprised that they had steak. He didn't know. So he ate all the meatballs on the salad bar and then was too full to eat steak when that came out.
Oh,
So I just got a news alert, and it says that Trump has just pleaded not guilty to 34 charges. 34
That was
charges?
like-
I can't even think of fucking 10 I could throw at the guy.
Timely, that was
34.
about 6 hours ago.
Well,
Snoop.
we're in Australia. It takes time for the shit to come all the way here.
we know this. This happened at about noon America time. And it is now
Well-
about 8, 9 o'clock America time.
Not only are we on the other side of the planet, we're down the arse end of it as well. We're at the bottom.
Yes,
so it
well,
takes
that is
time
all
for the
true.
news
You are
to
in
get
the,
to us.
you're in the asshole of the world, but it is tomorrow where you are. So would you
Wow.
give me the lottery
Wow.
number.
You went there. You had to go there, didn't you?
Well, it's true. Give me the lottery numbers for yesterday.
I don't think it works that way, Mark.
Mm,
Mhm.
mm.
Incredible.
Well, that would be
But
nice.
34 charges, right?
Yes.
I can't, honestly, couldn't even think of fucking 10.
Felony charge. Well, you're not a lawyer. You're also not
This
a
is true.
democrat. You're not also not a democrat. So don't worry, we got this.
He made this statement he flew back to Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago.
You know what, Mar-a-Lago, that
Excellent.
was actually a home for presidents to go to in Florida. It's funny how he owns it now.
No,
isn't
it was not it's wrong, but close enough. It was owned by a famous heiress, and he turned it
Yes.
into a country club in his own. And it was his summer White House, but it was never any other president. It was just-
Yeah. Laura, lock him up.
it's a golf club that he's turned into his private residence. Which, by the way, what a lovely idea! Wouldn't any of us love to live at a country club?
Patel
Is it
Philippe
right?
calling it
That's okay,
Mar-a-Lago.
isn't it?
Remember,
It's,
I only want to talk to him on the phone, almost.
Yes. You were in the same room as his breath.
I picked up the phone as it was ringing with him calling.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
He
That's-
calls civilians just to check in. And
Got to shoot off, boys. Happy live stream, one and all.
Hey, thank you so much for coming on. We had a lot of fun talking to you, Mark. It was great.
bye, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Have a good one.
I always enjoy Mark.
Mark's an interesting character. He is very, very interesting. And
I agree.
Jefferson
Archie should
Exotic-
run for president.
I don't like politics. I'll be honest with you. It's nasty game. Nasty game. I'll be honest with you. I'm 50. I don't know how these guys have the energy at 70 to do this sort of stuff.
That's
You notice in 4
that's
years
what's
they-
wrong
they
with it
heal.
all is the people that get voted in as president are 70, and
You know,
they're,
4
they're
years,
from
their
a
hair changes color and their fucking face wrinkles up pretty quick. 4 years,
Yeah,
it's a hard slog doing that job, I think.
You look at
Yeah.
the picture of Jimmy Carter before he became president, and then after his tenure as president, and he's a changed man. He's all wrinkled up, and it's like it wore on him heavily physically.
It also, I think Obama survived pretty well, but doesn't he look okay?
Yeah. No, Obama handled it just fine.
I think it
Obama's in Australia now, I think. He was in Sydney a couple of days ago.
yes, he's doing some speaking circuit.
Doing a speaking thing at like 850 Australian a pop for a ticket.
Yes, 850 a pop.
850.
Fuck, that's dear,
ticket.
isn't it? What do you think?
And they were packing them in.
Were they?
Yeah.
I mean, how good would it be to be there? I mean, is it worth $850? Is so much, don't you think?
Well, I'd only be really
And
having
that's not
one
even the
question when it's
VIP
watch-
seats.
the
That's
watch
not even the-
collection.
That's not even the VIP seats, is it?
Not really.
Oh, probably
That's standard.
not.
Patel Philippe, $5.50. Medium Legend is running a show on JJ's channel after. That's right. That's Toyota Mo. Hook up the link. I've already done it. Boss, it's already done. It is already done. and ready to roar and go.
We have uplinked.
Yes, it's all ready to go there. That should be a good show. I tell you what, it's. How do you find the time? How do you find the time? Should we start this show later, half an hour later, or what do you? Give me some. Just leave
Look,
it at the moment. Leave
I'm
it.
getting here. I'm getting here. Obviously, a little bit later.
That's okay.
For me, it makes no difference, right? It's more around for you and
Yeah.
the punters. But the question is, when you're kicking off the show, are you getting 100 people really quickly?
Relatively.
Then leave it.
Yeah, I think 3:30 to 6:30 is a nice
Time
it's a
is irrelevant.
fine time
I
slot.
know it's a watch show, and that's probably like an oxymoron, but time is irrelevant. When you're giving me your local time, to me, Mikey, that means fucking nothing, because the only way it means something is for me to go on my phone, check out what your local time is now, back count how many hours, and then check my local time and do the math.
Well, no, I'm just letting you know. Like for me, the show is from 3:30 in the afternoon to 6:30 in the afternoon. It used to be 3 to 6 in the afternoon. That's what it is for me here on the West Coast of the United States. Now we've got so many time zones. It's 3 hours difference in New York, so it's different for them. It's 3 hours earlier, so they'd be like noon, 12:30 to 3:30, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so Pavel's saying it'd be fine if it started 30 minutes later, but it's already really late for Europe. So, yeah, it's kind of all right, kind of like as an in-betweener, I guess, where you're at the moment. You're sort of touching on all the markets.
Yeah,
good point.
was not a difficult adjustment for me to go from 3 to 6 to 3:30 to 6:30 was not a big deal.
Pavel says I'd be fine if it started 30 minutes later, but it's already real late in Europe. Arch, you start 90 minutes earlier than you did 18 months ago. Shit. Interesting.
So what are you going to do?
You start at 2:00 my time? Huh? I don't remember.
You used to run 10 a.m. to 1 in the glory days, NATO says.
Yeah, Aussie time. Yeah, you did a 10 o'clock start. You used to run to 1, but it doesn't really fucking matter. It doesn't. Yeah, right? That was your clip.
Yeah. It's a different time wherever you are. So, yeah, I agree.
You're not gonna make everyone happy. And as long as you're going through most of the markets by the time that you're in and you're getting enough viewers early enough, that's it. Happy days.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Your start time relative to UK is 11:30 p.m. and 12:30 a.m. on the mainland. Shout out to the European punters that stay up late to listen to Archie win.
100%. See?
Yeah. Nice.
So that's if you started the show later, I'm telling you now, like they lose whatever, like an hour of watching you before they pass out or whatever it is.
Yes.
And then 9 hours later, you're back on, so that's morning time for Europeans, right?
Yeah.
We might just leave it where it is. What do you think, Timely?
Yeah. I think leave it for now. See how we go. If you want to adjust it later, you always can. Give everyone about a week's worth of warning and just adjust it.
Yeah, that sounds fair enough there.
If I'd say, if anything, move it back a half an hour and do it from.
Mark had some good stories. He's always a positive. He's got a positive, really positive vibe.
Yes.
With Mark.
Mark has many Rolex Rolleye. Of course he's going to be positive.
Yes. That's exactly it. It's a very positive thing. No, that's exactly how it is there. Tell me this: when does new stuff start to come out? When does more stuff trickle out? See, they've had the Watches and Wonder. We've got a bit of an anti-climax now.
Omega's obviously doing their own thing, but I think it's like 2 weeks after Watches and Wonders. I think they start releasing their own shit.
Yes.
So we'll see something from them, and then I think we'll just see a little bit of a trickle here and there. Couple of brands might align themselves with Omega's release if they have something else around that time. Try and cut their grass. I don't know. I don't see too much more after that. We did this one.
Yes. There seems to be a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure now to always be releasing new stuff constantly and to keep the excitement going. I don't know if it can really keep that momentum traveling like that. It's I mean, when Rolex brought something out, that was a huge thing. Now we're expecting every year has to be better. It's kind of like communism and their 5-year plans. They have to do better and better and better.
Patel Philippe, $5.50.
$5.50. Arch, any option for you to go to Japan for the Patek exhibition there in June?
That'd be good.
I'm actually going to Singapore early June.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
We'll see what we can do. We'll see what
you could do a night stopover or something, couldn't you?
Japan is pretty savage, I must admit. Japan is pretty savage. If you don't know the language there, it is actually pretty tough to get around because it is. The problem in Japan is taxis are so expensive. Trains, they have so many fucking lines. So many lines. It's difficult. Okay, Japan is. It's not like, believe it or not, Bangkok, Singapore, Hong Kong.
Listen, all you need to know is beer o kudasai, toire wa doko desu ka, and takushi o yonde kudasai. That's it.
Yes.
You said.
Hi.
Happy days, man.
That's it.
Can I have a beer, please? Where's the toilet? And can you get me a taxi? Fucking happy days. That's your trip covered there.
That's it.
Three sentences.
Covered. 3 sentences indeed. Where are you looking at? Are you looking at going overseas? It's expensive now. Now's not a great time to go.
Well, I do like Japan, but I really don't want to have to limbo underneath the North Korean rockets if I'm there. That's all.
Yeah, I see the point.
Kim Jong, you know, he's the rocket man. Elton John was singing about him.
Yes, good point there. It is pretty tough there.
All of a sudden, you think fucking Cape Kennedy's moved location or something.
What a maniac, too. Jeez.
Look, don't say anything like that on here because you don't know. You wake up in the morning, make a coffee, and have a nice drink of what is it?
Irradiated.
Yeah,
poison.
what is it? Fucking not plutonium. Palladium. There you go. Polonium, something like that.
Plutonium?
No, that's exactly.
Just be careful. Yeah. They're all in cahoots with each other. Just be nice. We love
nice.
you. We like your rockets. They're nice and shiny. Thank you. We love you. Here we go. Patel
Philippe, $5.50. Did you book Marina Bay Sands or Ibis in Singapore?
Don't tell me Ibis.
Marina, you know how expensive Marina Bay Sands is? That's like
$500. Something in the middle.
Yeah, a little bit cheaper, Tan. I must say that. Here we go.
Sorry, just quickly, Tan, did you get your luxury to last yet? And super chat.
We got Nate Dog, $2. Hey, from Florida, thoughts on the AP Millenary 15350OR? You know, the Millenary, that's kind of their dress watch. It's been soft for years. It's been very soft. Never was a big mover.
Bringing up a photo in a second of Arch. Just bear with us. But yeah, carry on.
It was never very, very soft.
Chan says no luxury to last as of yet. Ooh.
Because airmail takes a while to get there.
As long as it wasn't sent by pigeon.
What do you think of that? Does that appeal? These are actually good value on the secondary market.
I like what they're trying to do, but the shape, I don't like the shape. It's not round. It's
it's that
weird
oblong
fucking-
sort of shape.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. This is probably amazing bang. The problem is it's still expensive to service. These are not
Yeah.
cheap.
I like it.
And I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Don't mind it at all there. I
Super
think
chat.
if you can get it cheap enough, why not? Ken Fresno, $2. Mike, eat a biscuit. You look P-Kid. P-Kid. Pecked.
Oh, my sugar was low. I did eat a bunch of sugar. I can check and see if it's taking effect.
Yeah, check your sugar. Make sure.
Yes, it's gone up a little bit. It takes about an hour, like for my sugar to actually rise after eating sugar.
Oh, interesting.
It takes a little while for my body to digest it and get it into my bloodstream. So that's why when the low alarm goes off, I definitely jump and eat something quickly because not lately, but it can go very low, and if you can eat and still have it continue to tank, so I've lost some weight and I've been a lot more active lately, and so my normal insulin amounts have become more effective. In essence, I need to take less, and my low alarm has been going off more often.
I know we've been hearing it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that.
No, we warn you for it. It's all right.
Well, it helps me because I'm deaf and I don't hear it. Luckily, it doesn't stop beeping after like 20 or 30 seconds. It stays beeping because I'll eventually hear it.
Here we go. Sirocco's sales, $2. No snoring at work, Mikey. There we go.
Yeah, I promise not to snore.
And Patel Philippe, $5.50. K1002 versus K1002. If you want to impress the Fikers on the Hour Lounge. I think he means K1002 versus K1001, I think it is. That's the ultra thin movement in the Vacherons. That's right. That's the ultra thin movement. It world's thinnest ultra grade movement. 18 jewel movement. There we go. Look at that on the screen.
Wow. That's
right
a pretty
now.
Calatrava.
It is a beautiful. This is a Vacheron. This is a Patrimony.
Sorry,
not a Calatrava.
It's Calatrava-ish.
Calatrava-ish. That's the kind of the shape they have there. So
yeah, kind of cornered the market on that shape. So
yeah,
when you see most dive watches, you think Submariner because they're
This is the 1001, by the way. Yeah, on screen now.
Ah, gotcha. Yes.
This
I think the 1001's got the sub-second, the other one's got the center second, slight variation. That's actually quite a beautiful watch, that.
I think I like the sub-second better.
And here we go. Patel Philippe, $5.50. World's thinnest movement was, that's right, the Seiko LaSalle Fiker. But when you said it, they booted you from the Hour Lounge. That's right. The Seiko LaSalle. That was the world's thinnest movement. There's been a few claims who have taken that title. And the problem with these ultra thin movements is they tend to wear out quicker than if they were made a bit more rugged. They're trying to sacrifice durability for thinness. And if you make it too thin, obviously the plates and the metal are going to be not really long lasting. So that's
just as a comparison, obviously a coin and the watch.
Yeah. Wow. This is the LaSalle. I remember these were big deal in the day. These were big deal. And LaSalle Seiko. Look at that. It's kind of
Personally,
ugly.
I'd rather look
Yeah.
at this.
Yes. Yes. It looks beautiful in the white gold. The white gold with the sub-second. It's a beautiful looking watch. Absolutely gorgeous.
Watch. Yeah,
And
I think
these
the second looks better.
these are actually very cheap buying now. Very cheap buying. APs, their dress watches from this era here, absolutely super cheap. Here we go. Super chat. Patel Philippe, $5.50. Archie, if you want rugged, get a Chevy Silverado. We're talking precise, refined Italian super thin, super fiking cars. Bin the Rolex, man. It's Patek time. Yes, look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. In white gold, these look stunning, very modern still. They're only 33 mils, but they're a little bit. Would you wear a 33 timely?
I think it's sort of starting to push it now. Look, if it was something like a family heirloom or something like that, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
If it
Yeah.
wore bigger than the 33, like if it's 33 but it looked bigger, yeah. Otherwise, probably not. It's getting a bit small now.
No problems at all. Okay, guys, it's time for us to wrap it up. We're going to link to JJ's show. I want to thank everyone for coming on here. A very special thank you to Mikey, to Timely, to Clivers, to Dog Trainer, to everybody who came on our stream. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And we will see you tomorrow. I'll be doing the morning show in 9 hours' time. Well, whatever time it is, 9 hours' time. What is it? Something like that. Anyhow, guys, we'll see you. See you later, and stay happy. See you later, guys.